live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm Michael Wallace. Protesters gathered outside a Minneapolis hotel where ICE agents are believed to be staying, hours after a new video of the fatal shooting of Renee Good was released. CBS's Ashar Qureshi.
It shows the first perspective that we know of from the vantage point of the agent who shot Renee Good. And in this video, you see the agent get out of his vehicle, walk all the way around her vehicle. You see an interaction. You see Renee Good speaking to the agent and then come all the way back around until he begins to open fire after the vehicle starts moving.
CBS News has learned the Justice Department's Civil Rights Division will not play a role in the investigation. In Portland, Oregon, Mayor Keith Wilson is calling for a halt to ICE operations there.
Portland is not a training ground for militarized agents.
Last night, hundreds of protesters called for justice for two people shot by federal agents in Portland this week. Border Patrol says the victims were undocumented Venezuelan gang members. President Trump welcomed oil company executives to the White House and urged them to re-enter Venezuela.
They are going to be treasured partners in bringing the nation of Venezuela back to life, restoring its economy, and generating great wealth for their companies and for their people, and also great wealth for the American people, and tremendous wealth for the companies that are going in. The companies that are going in, and if you don't want to go in, just let me know, because I got 25 people that aren't here today that are willing to take your place.
Protesters took to the streets of Iran for a 14th day. CBS's Imtiaz Tayyab.
The leadership in Tehran is responding with an incredibly harsh crackdown. In fact, the supreme leader, the Ayatollah Khamenei, has vowed to crush what he calls anti-revolutionary elements.
Khamenei accuses President Trump of inciting the protesters. Luigi Mangione, the accused killer of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, was in federal court yesterday. CBS's Bradley Blackburn.
His legal team is fighting to block the government from seeking the death penalty. Their argument centers on the charge that Mangione used a firearm in the commission of a violent crime. They say the charge is flawed and should be dismissed.
A snow and ice storm is battering parts of Europe. Reporter Brad Gibson is in Paris.
Forecasters warn the worst isn't over for heavy snow and freezing rain piling on Europe this weekend. Alex Burkhill is with the Met Office in Great Britain.
Strong winds, the heavy rain, and also the significant snow.
Flights grounded, schools shut, and commuters told to stay home across large parts of Europe, with France even pulling trucks and school buses off the roads. When will it end?
Depending on the models that you look at, they say completely different things.
There are widespread power outages in Europe. This is CBS News.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-507-9701. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-507-9701. That's 800-507-9701. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
There's a new list of the airlines with the most flight delays.
The Irish carrier, Ryanair. 29% of its flights were delayed last year. That's more than 1 in 4. Followed by EasyJet and Air France. And in the U.S., it was Frontier with 28% of its flights delayed, followed by JetBlue and Southwest at 25% each. The loss in time translates into a multi-billion-dollar financial loss in traveler productivity and airline operating costs. How much time has been lost due to delays in 2025? Those delays represent a collective waiting time of 1.4 million hours, or 161 years. Peter Greenberg, CBS News.
For the first time in 25 years, California is drought-free. The latest U.S. drought monitor says not a single square mile of the state is dry after last month's big storms. 7 of the 12 major state-owned reservoirs are at 75% or higher capacity. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Join Mark Patrick Hypnosis and lose the weight. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings, late-day eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating. For location near you, go to markpatrickseminars.com. Also, stop smoking with Mark Patrick Hypnosis. No matter how many times you tried to quit, this hypnosis is designed to destroy your desire to smoke without cravings, irritability, weight gain. Only $59.99. Join the over 500,000 others who have attended. Weight loss hypnosis tomorrow at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Green Tree in Pittsburgh, 11 a.m. Stop smoking hypnosis, 2 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
Vacations begin here at the Pittsburgh Travel Showcase, presented by AAA Travel. Visit the country's largest travel booking show January 23rd through the 25th at the David Lawrence Convention Center. It's a global travel extravaganza with convenient one-stop shopping. Meet top travel representatives. Book your next vacation on the spot. There's exclusive discounts, expert destination speakers, motor coach trips, and a travel store. Dream it, plan it, book it, experience it. Tickets at PittsburghTravelShowcase.com, where your vacation is waiting for you.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings clouds and eventually some rain and drizzle with a late day or evening high of 51. Then a couple of evening showers may give way to a snow shower toward dawn tonight with a low of 31, leading to a breezy and colder day tomorrow with a couple more snow showers, high 34. Then clouds and sun for Monday, high 38. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Rob Frax on the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, good morning and welcome to your Saturday edition of your Pratt Pack. Lots of stuff making news around the world and right here in our country. But let's start off with something that piqued my interest that's of local interest to all of us. Pennsylvania lawmakers have struggled to get their arms around the ongoing mental health crisis in the state's youth population. Schools often stand as the first line of defense against violence and self-harm, leading some legislators to look for curriculum-based solutions. The latest such solution is a proposal by Representative Brian Monroe, a Democrat from Bucks County, who last week introduced the Student Safety and Violence Education, or SAFE Act. The bill would require schools to include 1 hour of social isolation education annually for students in kindergarten through 12th grade. Students in grades 6 through 12 would be required to complete an additional hour of suicide prevention and violence prevention. I love it. I think that we need now more than ever to protect the future as far as our generations are concerned. And even though we may be parents or grandparents and some not, we all have to be mentors, and we have to be the ones showing the way and leading the way to better mental health when it comes to our young people in this country. You know, I've often said I wouldn't want to go back in time because of all of the challenges that these amazing young people have to deal with every day. And you can look just about anywhere, and if you feel the need, I'm sure you can find someone to point the finger or put the blame on. But as far as I'm concerned, it's just about nurturing. It's about compassion. It's about educating. And more importantly, letting young people know that there is someone there. There is that voice. There is that shoulder. There is that ear. Someone to listen, someone to sit, someone to pay attention. And more importantly, show you the light, that there is a better day. There is a better way, and there is opportunities to overcome it. I've also been a firm believer in many years, thinking as it was when I was a child growing up, dealing with a lot of the same challenges. Obviously, we didn't have social media and all the intangibles that go with it, but we did have issues as far as coming of age in youth and obviously taking that next step in life in that journey that sometimes can be the most difficult when you're still under the roof and being nurtured by your mother and father. And that is being busy, having something to do, a place to go, getting up and having a purpose. And we have to make young people understand they are important to the world that we live in, that business matrix, but more importantly, the human interest as far as what is all about when it comes to nurturing fellow human beings, that we need them as much as they need us. We have to make them feel appreciated. And I think the best way to do that is to start in those classrooms where these students spend the majority of their youth, and the teachers are doing everything, going above and beyond the call of duty to make sure that they get the quality of nurturing and guidance that they need. I love this idea, and the sooner it gets done, the better we will all be. Well, the other thing, and I just want to talk about it briefly because I've had a chance to watch the video over and over. And when this story first broke, I was on the air the other night and I simply said, look, give me some time to digest it. Give me some time to look at the video. Give me some time to hear what everybody has to say. Now, I'm not shocked that the administration is standing for these ICE agents. But what is going on there and in Portland is absolutely sickening. And I got to tell you, watching that video, tires could have been shot out, could have done it in a different way. Don't know. We weren't the boots on the ground. Should have never been trying to leave. Should have maybe listened. I don't know. All I know is this is not the America that I know, nor should I really want to be a part of, nor should any of us want to be a part of. That was one of the most just horrific things that I have witnessed in my broadcast career and my life in general. I can't even tell you where I can even think of the latest to even compare, but I know this. The president needs to be a little bit more compassionate. Now, I've told you before, for all of you who think that I'm some sort of, Trump cheerleader, I admire the man for everything that he's trying to get done, including with this oil out of Venezuela, and I'll have more on that in a moment. But when it came to this story, good, bad, or indifferent, shouting in someone's face, accusing, pointing fingers, I don't care about any of that. But somebody who gets shot like that, I mean, it didn't even seem as though that vehicle was speeding. I don't know, frightened, whatever the case may be, worried, concerned, I have no idea. But things just went wrong. And I understand that this officer has had an incident before in which he was drugged by a vehicle. And I know where the government is coming from because these are their agents. They are there for a reason, and we wouldn't have them if we wouldn't be so upside down with what's happened over the last 30, 40, 50 years with our borders. But I can tell you right now, there is no way I can sit here early on a Saturday morning, days removed, and now the new video coming out, a different angle, a different approach, people questioning. All I know is it was ugly. It was sad. And I hope that I never have to see something like that in my country again. But sadly, it seems as though we're going to see more of this because it seems as though it's starting to percolate and get out of control. It's like the little ember that turns into a full-blown forest fire. I don't know if we can stop it. I don't know if we can stop it. And what worries me, what's going to happen if people start taking arms up against the police, martial law? We're going to have just violence in the streets. It's going to be like the Old West. It's going to be like high noon in Dodge City. Everybody's going to be carrying weapons. Everybody's going to be out to get each other. It just doesn't look good, and it is horrible. And I'm going to say here today on the air, and feel free to jump on board, that woman didn't deserve to die. No matter what anybody tries to tell you, no matter what anybody tries to, make it seem as though officer in threat, what she was doing, she was told to stop, should have got out of her vehicle. I get all of that, but my goodness gracious, no matter how I look at it, I just can't see any reasoning behind why she had to die. But that's just the type of powder keg that we're dealing with right now in America, this volatility. And for the people who are saying and posting things when I'm doing videos and just saying the most horrific things about these agents, that's not going to solve anything either. And, all of the horrific just shouting and screaming and name calling and whatever actions are being taken against these ICE agents, that's not going to make cleaner or cooler heads prevail. It's not. You got to realize we're all in this together. We're all from the United States of America. There's just got to be a better way. And I'm not so sure I know what it is, but it's got to be better. We have to find a better way. What happened there was unexcusable, should have never happened, should be an investigation, and maybe there will be or not. The Department of Justice says at this point they're kind of not looking at it as I'm talking to you right now as far as civil action is concerned. But my goodness gracious. I mean, this is what's happening in America. Don't you understand? This is where we are headed in the United States of America. These are the actions that are taking place right in front of our very eyes. And the president's got to be the calmest voice in the room. Should have just said, we'll investigate it. Horrific. Sad to see it happen. Don't take a bully pulpit in a case like this, sir. Don't. Because of all the good and things that you're trying to do, it's going to be just gone forever. All right, hey, when the weather turns bad, turn to KDKRadio.com for up-to-the-minute news, weather, traffic information from the KDK Radio Storm Center, brought to you by Duquesne Light Company, larger than light, only on the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM, AM 1020. Don't forget NASCO Roofing, instant access to our shows a click away. Email us at instantacces@kdkradio.com. Take your calls on the other side, your Pratt Pack. We're underway for another weekend on KDK. Good morning.
Tune in this Sunday morning at 8 for the Coons Cooking Hour with Rob Pratt and the Coons Market team, when they discuss unique and unusual recipes. It's the Coons Cooking Hour, presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer.
News Radio, KDKA, Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Market with 8 locations of Pittsburgh tradition. High school hoops last night, KDK Radio. Mount Lebanon defeated Imani Christian 67-34. The semifinal in the National Championship College Football Playoffs. Fernando Mendoza, the Heisman Trophy winner, lived up to the billing. He's now the first Heisman Trophy winner headed to the title game since 2021. He threw 5 touchdown passes as Indiana routed Oregon 56-22. They'll play Miami Monday night for the title January 19th. College hoops today, Pitt taking on Syracuse at 2, 93-7 the Fan. WVU and Kansas at noon. Penn State takes on Purdue at 2. NFL wildcard weekend. All right, here's what's happening with the early game. Rams and Panthers, then Packers, Bears, and the Steelers a 3-point underdog Monday night against Houston at Acusure. And the Pens take on Calgary today at 3:30. More sports, 93.7thefan.com.
Cats are masters at using up their 9 lives, like chasing laser pointers into walls or jumping onto high shelves. But the one thing cats never do, text while driving. So be like a cat and protect your one and only life. Don't text and drive.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. But I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay, plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Hey, as always, you can listen to us at 100.1 FM, AM 1020 KDK, or on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. But you can also watch us online with our KDK video stream, presented by Metropolitan Window Company. Just go to KDKRadio.com and click on Watch KDK Radio Livestream. Or now you can just go to KDK Radio YouTube page and watch everything that's going on in the studio. All right, here's Ted. He is up on Mount Washington. Hey, Ted.
What's going on, Rob?
It is a busy day, and we have just gotten underway. A lot of stuff to talk about. What's on your mind today?
Well, Minnesota. What happened was tragic. I think the George Floyd is more horrific. But, look, the way I see it, the ICE agent was doing his job. Okay? He was doing his job. State law doesn't trump federal law. To me, it's not about ICE. This is about illegal immigration, Rob. That's what it's about. Do we have laws or do we don't have laws? Do we believe in open borders or not? And that's the crutch of the issue. Those ladies were activists, and they're doing dangerous stuff. Okay? Absolutely dangerous. Blocking the middle of the street. Anytime you impede law enforcement, things happen like this. Okay? ICE is law enforcement. You may not like them, whatever. Okay? But you don't impede law enforcement. If we're states not complying with federal law, including Pittsburgh, you're asking for trouble. You're literally asking for trouble. For one, I am disappointed with Corey O'Connor for two reasons. One, Trump could cut off federal funding. You ask universities and hospitals what they think. Number two, you make Pittsburgh into a target. It's not a sanctuary city. And number three, don't think during the draft Trump won't flood Pittsburgh with ICE agents. There's not a doggone thing anybody can do about it. These politicians are getting people killed because of their rhetoric, because they're it's just incredible. There's no reason why the mayor of Minnesota should have been out there cussing. Okay? Your job as politicians is to calm people down, not to incite violence. And that's what most of these politicians are doing. And people are getting killed because of this. Rob, actually getting killed. And no one complained when Obama kicked out 5 million illegal aliens. No one said a doggone word. Except when Trump does it, all of a sudden, hey, we can't do this. I mean, give me a break. We wouldn't be in this position if Biden didn't open the border. That's flat out. That's why I say open borders. If you didn't open the border, you wouldn't have ICE doing their job. I mean, it's the truth.
Listen, I that's why I'm throwing this out to my audience today, because I'm just so perplexed by this story. I mean, I don't know, multiple shots. Couldn't they have physically restrained her? I mean, I'm not saying anything other than I just wish I could find an answer here, because it's just so tough to watch something like that happen in America. This stuff is happening on a regular basis.
Well, but look, if you're out there, okay, agitating ICE, okay, doing stuff, pulling guns on ICE, all right? I mean, hey, if you filming, you can film. That's what you can do. But I hate to say the word, but these knuckleheads are out of their mind. I mean, I have to admit what Anthony said. If you're African American, this is not a fight. Stay the hell away from these guys. It's not a fight. All right, now you're getting people killed over illegals. Who in their right mind wants a rapist next to him, a pedophile, or a murderer in their neighborhood who's illegal? This is what they do. States that cooperate with ICE, guess what? You don't have these events. For some reason, Pittsburgh and other places, they want to violate federal law. I have no idea. And like I said, I'm very disappointed in Corey O'Connor. I think he's out of his mind, because that's exactly what's going to happen. We're going to be a target, and you're going to see ICE agents flooded in Pittsburgh. It's stupid. But I would not blame ICE. It's about illegal immigration. That is the issue. You know, and I hope you ask your callers, are you for open borders? If you are, say you are. Because that's what this is all about. You want illegal immigration.
It's scary. I mean, it just, there's so many eerie signs, history, this, that, whatever. They all go through your mind. It's really tough to watch, man. It's just really tough to watch.
It is, but Rob, did anybody say something when Obama was doing the same thing?
No.
The 5 million illegals he kicked out?
I know, but were people being shot, though?
Not now. He didn't have states resisting. He didn't have states violating federal law. Okay, if this goes to Supreme Court, guess who's going to win?
But I'll be honest with you. As much as this is why I think people should understand. I call it as I see it in the moment. I can't totally support the administration in this. I can't. Just especially how they handled it afterwards. You got to have some compassion. I mean, a woman was shot 4 times, dead. Whatever you think, whatever was said, you got to have some compassion.
Rob, I understand what you're saying, but Trump has this policy called Stay in Mexico. If you want to apply for asylum, you can. You have to do it for Mexico. Okay, that's what the issue is all about, illegal immigration. If you want to come to this country, you got to do it the right way. And you got people in here who've been here for decades who are legal, that are violating law. If you have a country with no laws, you have no country. That's what this is all about. What those ladies did was illegal. You know, it's just like if they're a policeman. You don't do crap like that. And then you think, well, I can't believe this happened. Well, when you put it this way, look, I'm for law enforcement, regardless. When they're wrong, they're wrong. I'll say they're wrong. Okay, in George Floyd, they're wrong, and the officer will punish, and everybody else will punish. But in this case, when you take your car, you block law enforcement, and then they ask you to get out the car, and then you ram your car against an ICE agent, what do you expect was going to happen? Okay, I saw all the videos. That's exactly what happened. He hit the gas. Only thing I felt sorry was the dog, man. It's ridiculous. It makes no sense. And this is, to me, I keep on telling you, it's about illegal immigration.
You think
let
me ask you something. You think she just panicked?
I don't know. I know the officer was hit. Okay? If you see a car coming towards you, you're going to do exactly how you're trained. She had the option getting out that car. She didn't want to do it. And like I said before, her partner was exciting those agents. You can see it on the video. It made no sense. Absolutely no sense. If you want to video what they're doing, great. But you do not interfere with what they're doing. If they have a warrant out for illegal, let them do their job. You can fight them in court.
I'll be honest. Listen, I watched it about a half a dozen times, and I couldn't watch it anymore. It
is horrific. But when you put yourself in that position, what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, no, but listen, they shouldn't even be. This is my opinion. For what it's worth, stay away from all of that. I wouldn't get anywhere near that.
Absolutely. Stay the heck away from that. Those guys, to me, are out of their minds by doing stuff like that. I just don't understand it. But, when you're an activist, you want to do all these things, yeah, you can get killed.
Man, you know what I'm worried about one day? I'm worried about this thing just completely engulfed. Massive shootings, combat, people with weapons fighting them fighting us. I mean, meaning the American people. How this could turn into just a war, a civil war of some sort.
Rob, what were you talking about months ago? Civil war.
Right.
Okay. All right. Mary say, hey, we need to get National Guards in cities. Okay. This is basically what you got. Basically what you got. I mean, the courts can do only so much. Okay. But you have people out there who feel it's their right to do. I mean, look, we do have a constitution, but you got to be smart. I'll put it that way. You got to be smart.
Well, let me tell you something right now. That was one of the most horrific things I've seen in my broadcast career. I mean, could have been a whole lot worse graphically, but just the thought of what was going on, who was involved. And, this agent, his life now is never going to be the same. I mean, it's just horrible.
Oh, no, look. You have 2 shootings in Portland. Gang members.
I know.
Illegals. Okay? Those guys have to do a dangerous job. ICE has to do a dangerous job, man. They have to detain, they have to arrest, they have to deport. That is absolutely a dangerous job. I wouldn't want to do it, but someone has to do it. And like I said, Obama did the same exact thing. No one said a word.
All right, Teddy, I appreciate the call. I got lots of folks wanting to talk about this. We'll get to your calls on the other side. Hey, vacations begin here at Pittsburgh Travel Showcase, presented by AAA Travel. January 23rd through the 25th, David L. Lawrence Convention Center. There's exclusive discounts and convenient one-stop shopping. Dream it, plan it, book it. Experience tickets and details at PittsburghTravelShowcase.com. Okay, we'll get some more of your calls on the other side. We're in open talk until 7. Lots of things to cover, some things I didn't get to. Governor Shapiro announces his re-election campaign. Senator Fetterman, by the way, siding with Democrats to advance limits on Trump's actions in Venezuela. And again, this big story, this video, who's to blame? Bottom line is I just think the administration can be a little bit more compassionate. Just a horrible, horrible story. 866-391-1020. We'll be back.
Hi, I'm Tom Connors. Went to Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar February 6, 2019. Nothing worked before. Left there and never smoked again. Amazing. Easy, affordable, and guaranteed. A year later, with my wife Michelle, attended Mark Patrick's weight loss seminar. She lost 18 pounds and I lost 43 in 8 weeks.
It's true. He smoked 2 packs a day and nothing worked until Mark Patrick hypnosis. Now we're losing weight together, eating healthy, full on half the food. Crazy. Enjoying exercising. Who would have believed Mark Patrick hypnosis really works.
It's amazing. I can breathe again, my blood pressure went down, and I've got so much energy.
So much energy.
And look great.
Stop smoking, lose weight now without cravings, irritability, or your money back. Only $59.99. Join Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar and lose the weight. Stop smoking, feel great for only $59.99. Sunday, January 11th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Pittsburgh West and Green Tree. Weight loss hypnosis, 11 a.m. Registration, 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking hypnosis, 2 p.m. Learn more at markpatrickseminars.com.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
For generations, you've listened to us in your kitchen, catching baseball games on your front porch, and ending your day as your bedtime buddy. Now, you can watch us every day on your TV with our new KDKA Radio YouTube page or by clicking on KDKARadio.com. It's presented by Metropolitan Windows. Same great content, more live visuals. The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
CBS News Brief. In Minneapolis last night, protesters made a lot of noise outside a hotel where ICE agents are believed to be staying. CBS's Ashar Qureshi says ICE has released a new video of the fatal shooting of Renee Good. It was taken by the ICE officer who fired the shots.
You see the agent get out of his vehicle, walk all the way around her vehicle. You see Renee Good speaking to the agent.
As Good starts to drive away, the gunshots can be heard. Portland, Oregon Mayor Keith Wilson wants ICE out of his city.
Portland is not a training ground for militarized agents.
The Border Patrol says the two people shot by federal agents in Portland this week were suspected Venezuelan gang members. In a meeting at the White House, President Trump urged oil company executives to get back into Venezuela.
And if you don't want to go in, just let me know, because I got 25 people that aren't here today that are willing to take your place.
Several of the oil executives were non-committal after the meeting. They say they want legal changes made in Venezuela first before they go back in. CBS News Brief, I'm Michael.
Vacations begin here at the Pittsburgh Travel Showcase, presented by AAA Travel. Visit the country's largest travel booking show January 23rd through the 25th at the David Lawrence Convention Center. It's a global travel extravaganza with convenient one-stop shopping. Meet top travel representatives. Book your next vacation on the spot. There's exclusive discounts, expert destination speakers, motor coach trips, and a travel store. Dream it, plan it, book it, experience it. Tickets at PittsburghTravelShowcase.com, where your vacation is waiting for you.
For all station contest rules, go to kdkaradio.com/rules.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings a cloudy start to the weekend with rain and drizzle building in with a high of 51, leading to a breezy night tonight. A couple of evening showers may give way to a snow shower closer to daybreak, low 31. Then breezy and colder tomorrow with snow showers and a high of 34, ahead of a breezy Monday with clouds and sun, high 38. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, coming back on Monday, and it'll be a game day. How about that? That's interesting. So I'll talk to you on Monday. Colin Dunlap, 2 to 6. Catch you on Monday right here, KDK.
Yeah, speaking of that big game, Colin, Monday night on my program, we're going to be talking to some folks who know a little bit about football. Ray Fittipaldo, Post-Gazette, 6:30. 7 o'clock, Ted Arnaud, 7:30, Greg Dulles. And then I'll be back on the Big K Morning Show Tuesday. So no rest for the weary, a couple of hours of downtime, and then right back at it. And we're going to get Mike Byers, longtime beat writer for the Beaver County Times, actually going to be at the game Monday night. He'll join us at 6:30 in the morning. And then Ray Fittipaldo will be back with us at around 8:30. So we got you covered on the big game. And, of course, we'll break it all down tomorrow on the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show. These next couple of days, folks, I got to get them in the rearview mirror. It's going to be fast and furious. Your Pratt Pack, man, still doing it after all these years. Incredible. Okay, what do you say we take another call? And let's go to Rich in Jefferson Hills. Rich, you're on KDK with your Pratt Pack. How you doing?
Yeah, morning, Rob. A couple things. My daughter's a school teacher and she's ESL teacher. English is a second language in Elizabeth Forward. And she's a compassionate woman, teacher. She loves children. She loves to help them out. And my other thing about teachers, I have two granddaughters that are 11 and 8. They got to be kind, compassionate, learn that, and that bullying and stuff in schools, that has to be taught from the home. You have to have loving parents, concerned parents, which my daughter and her husband are concerned about their daughters. I'm concerned as a grandfather. I don't like what I see in schools going on. I worked at a school district for 20 years, McKeesport School District, and I don't like to see what's going on in schools. It's ridiculous. Bullying, and then people, they're afraid to say anything. Well, if you're afraid to say anything, well, then if you're afraid to say anything, then something's wrong in the world, okay? I'm going to get off that. But once again, I saw the video, the woman, you know what, Rob, I've been stopped a couple times speeding. I drove limousine for a while, stopped speeding in Ohio. And when I was pulled over by the trooper, and he said to me, "Do you have any priors?" Well, no, I don't have any priors. I thought, I'm not a criminal. I was speeding. But the bottom line, if a trooper or an officer says, "Stop, get out of the car," I'm going to stop and get out of the car. So a law-abiding citizen would do that. I feel bad about what happened to that woman. Did she pay attention to what was asked of her? It doesn't look like to me that she did. I mean, I feel bad. There's 3 children have no mother anymore. That's wrong. Should they have more compassion in D.C.? Should Trump? Yeah. But you know what? He's up against the fence. No matter what he does, Rob, people say, no matter what he does, he's wrong all the time. Rob, they crucified Jesus Christ. So think about it, Rob. No matter what he does, he's wrong. Other presidents could have done what he's doing, and they praised him. So let's give the man some credit. He's trying to help out our country. He loves our country, and he ain't going to let anybody goof with us. That's proof in the pudding what's going on.
I'm not going to sit here and disagree with you, but I'm not going to compare President Trump to Jesus. I mean, I'm a fan of what he's done, but I'm a little bit of a bigger fan than Jesus. And I just think if he would have, and I totally should have stopped, should have simply got out, whatever, did. And when they tell you to, answer a question, registration, license, been there, done that. I've only had really one bad experience with an officer who was just, I thought, a little out of line, and I've never gone back to that community since. But in my life, I've had nothing but good experiences, and I've been pulled over, and I've gone through this and that, and I've always been respectful because it's the toughest job on the planet. But I just wish he would have been a little bit more compassionate. And I don't know, maybe you believe that he doesn't need to do that, but I just think in this case, sometimes you got to show a human side. What do you think?
Well, I agree. I agree with you, Rob. But the bottom line is, did she pay attention to what she was asked to do? Did she pay attention? Did she? No. Or was she so fussed up with life? Maybe there was other things bothering her at the time. But why didn't she abide by what the officers or the ICE agents asked her to do? She didn't do that. The consequences, hey, Rob, thank God I'm not a police officer. Thank God I'm not God. Because I don't know what I would have done in that situation. If my life's in danger, I'm going to do whatever I got to do to protect my life.
Did it look like, though? I mean, I didn't see the high speed. I didn't see him diving out of the way. Am I missing something here? I mean, could he have shot the tires out? I'm just asking.
You know what? I didn't watch it that close. All I know is, could he, should he, would it? I don't know. You're second-guessing the man that he was worried about his life, okay? Maybe he has a family, married, with children. His life will never be the same again. He's going to be a marked man. So he has to pay the consequences, too, for what he did. But
yeah, it's sad. It's horrible.
Rob, I still believe that she should have put the car in park, got out of the car, gave them whatever they needed, and like the gentleman before, go to the court system. If they did something wrong, they're going to be prosecuted, too.
Yeah. I know, man. But I tell you, boy, is this the America that you and I grew up in? I mean, it's scary right now.
It's not. Hey, Rob, it's not the same anymore. That's why I fear for my granddaughters who are 11 and 8 more than anything, because this world that we're living in now, it's not the way it was. I grew up. I learned everything I needed to learn in an alley in Swissville. Seriously.
I know. Rob, me too. I was in a different place, but the same alley. I know that.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. But today, will your children or grandchildren ever have that
that thing about going in the alley and like just.
Well, but here's the thing, Rich. I've done everything. I've lost sleep. I've worked round the clock. I've made money, stupid money, so they could have everything. I've been there for them morning, noon, and night, sacrifice, but there's nothing more I can do. I mean, I'm going to be 69 here at the end of the month. I'm in the third act of my incredible journey, and I just pray and hope that everything works out. But I've gotten to the point now after watching that video and all the stories we talk about, there's nothing else I can do. Only pray and be the best father I can be, but pretty much the future's out of my hands.
Well, it is, Rob, because it's not in our hands anymore, and you can only control yourself. I can't control my daughter, my son, my daughter-in-law, my son-in-law. I can't control them. The thing about it is, if they're brought up the right way, Rob, you can only hope and pray that they don't go awry in situations. It's sad, Rob. It actually breaks my heart that woman died. She didn't have to die. Her consequences, whatever she did or in her mind, maybe she was having a bad day in general. But the bottom line is, Rob, if you don't obey the law, and you talk
I know. Listen, I got lots of folks who want to talk. I'm going to leave you with this. It's going where it's going. We just have to try to be the best human beings we can be and hope for the best. But we're all running out of daylight, man. I mean, listen, I used to think my dad retired at 58. And all he would do, eat, sleep, and repeat. Cut the grass, make something to eat, take a little drive with my mom. And I used to think, what a boring life. I hope I get some of that boring life before my time is up. Because I got to tell you, I love what I do, but it doesn't get any easier when I have to watch a video like that and realize that my audience, who was saying it was wrong, was kind of onto something there. I think it could have been handled differently, and on both sides. And I've been a big proponent of the president. I just think the administration needs to dial it back a little bit. That's just my humble opinion, Rich. That's it. That's all I have to say. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for the call. Let's get to some of these other calls now. Let's go to Cynthia in Florida. Hey, Cynthia, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning. I have to tell you, I am so disappointed to hear Ted, who fought for this country, surrender to this authoritarian president. As to the shooter, he was an Iraq veteran. So I tend not to want to criticize veterans because I don't know what all they have been through. But I know, he had been with ICE for years. And Ted, I did complain about what Biden and Obama were doing about deporting people who came here for sanctuary. And it was 3 million. But they didn't use these tactics to go into communities. Jackbooted thugs is what I'm calling them. Gestapo is what I'm calling them.
Oh.
But this man who shot her, he should have been retired. He had been dragged in another incident. He should have been retired and given his benefits and let him go on with his life. He was not fit to serve. And he called her a bee when this happened.
Yeah, I know. That was uncalled for.
He shouldn't have been there. But here we go. Trump is violating states' rights, sending these agents into states who don't want them. Because Trump wants a civil war. I truly believe that. And this woman had dropped her child off at school, was on her way back to her neighborhood. This is how she drove into this. And she was with her wife. Now, the wife did tell her, drive off, because it got chaotic. It became chaotic. She didn't intend to run this man down. And I love the Philadelphia police chief, Blau. She said, you come into the Philadelphia community with these people and these tactics, our police, and don't get it confused, the police are different than these agents who are not welcome in these communities. And she said, you don't want this smoke. We will arrest you. And you will not be able to run off like those people did who shot the people in Portland. And there's no proof that these people were gang members. This is the claim they always use. They ran away. Those people who were shot in Portland had to call the police to come to render aid to them. This is who you depend on, not those unwanted, unvetted federal agents. Many of them have drug problems. Many of them have psychological problems. Many of them have criminal records, but they got that $50,000 to join this force of the new Trump Gestapo. I won't stand for it. So I'll let you guys go on that one.
All right. Thanks, Cynthia. We'll come back. I'm just going to let people vent. I mean, I think you know how I feel. And I'm not going to start getting into a shouting match because it's no better than what's happening with the citizenship and members of ICE. It's just horrific. They're just screaming at each other. It's just in the violence. And listen, there could be like a civil war in this country. I mean, this thing is on the front burner, and the pot is boiling over. Short break. We'll come right back. Stay with us.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA. News Radio. KDKA. Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Market with 8 locations, a Pittsburgh tradition. High school hoops last night, KDKA Radio. Mount Lebanon defeated Imani Christian 67-34. The semifinal in the National Championship College Football Playoffs. Fernando Mendoza, the Heisman Trophy winner, lived up to the billing. He's now the first Heisman Trophy winner headed to the title game since 2021. He threw 5 touchdown passes as Indiana routed Oregon 56-22. They'll play Miami Monday night for the title January 19th. College hoops today, Pitt taking on Syracuse at 2, 93.7 The Fan. WVU and Kansas at noon. Penn State takes on Purdue at 2. NFL wildcard weekend. All right, here's what's happening with the early game. Rams and Panthers, then Packers, Bears, and the Steelers, a 3-point underdog Monday night against Houston at Accushore. And the Pens take on Calgary today at 3:30. More sports, 93.7thefan.com.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Hi, my name's Robin Fletcher. I've smoked for 46 years. I went to a seminar in March of 27 and seen Mark. My best friend came with me. We both went to it, and neither one of us smoked a cigarette in almost 7.5 months. I took my 3 sisters and my brother-in-law and my sister's best friend and them went. None of them have smoked a cigarette, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
My name is Jen Carpenter. I went to a Mark Patrick seminar, the Stop Smoking, and it worked. A friend of mine also went, and he still no longer smokes, and it was just amazing.
Join Mark Patrick Hypnosis and stop smoking now without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back. Only $59.99. Hypnosis designed to work without anxiety, irritability, or weight gain. Only $59.99. Become a non-smoker. That's right. Hypnosis Sunday, January 11th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Pittsburgh West in Greentree. Stop smoking hypnosis, 2 p.m. Weight loss hypnosis, 11 a.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, back at it. Rob Taylor coming up in the news at 6. Let's go to West Virginia and say good morning to Craig. Hey, Craig, how are you?
Good, Rob. How you doing today?
Good, man. Just sad. Honestly, when I got home that night and I watched the video, I don't know. I was brought to tears almost. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
It's really sad, and I really even hate to say this, but what you see coming in the future is going to come. It truly is, and I knew this way back when, even in his first term. You know, it's my belief that if the police in Washington D.C. hadn't showed up, we'd have had dead politicians, and we'd have seen Mike Pence hung on live TV. That's what I believe. But let me say this: we got to get some facts out here. every single person that Barack Obama and Joe Biden deported, every single one of them had an immigration hearing. Every single one of them. Even under Joe Biden, 9 out of 10 people that tried to seek asylum were turned down. He sent 532 planes alone just to Venezuela. 532 to Venezuela. They all had an immigration hearing. That's the difference. They're not following the law. Now, I don't know if you got to see David Muir last night on the news, but they went frame by frame by frame with 3 different angles of cameras. The shot that killed her was the second shot, not the one through the front windshield. She was shot in the back of the head. Oh. It went through the back windshield. That's the one that got her, the second shot. The car had already cleared the ICE agent. And just like Cynthia said, these ICE agents do not have the authority to even grab that woman's door handle. The Fourth Amendment doesn't allow. They don't have the same authority as a police officer. They just don't. So people keep talking about follow the law and a country of laws. It got to start at the top. It got to start with the police officers. It got to start with the presidents. And that's the difference in this between what's going on now in Obama and Biden. It's just not the same. We've got to stop talking like that. We can't let that hit the airwaves and people believe that. It's not true. So I'm right with you. It's sad. It makes your eyes well up. But, you know.
But here's what worries me, Craig, the powder keg. How this thing is on the verge of them getting weapons, meaning the citizenship, and we have guns blazing in these rural communities where they were sleepy little neighborhood communities, and now you're going to have semi-automatic weapons firing at each other across the street or from the homes that these people are living in. I mean, it's going to get ugly. I'm telling you, it's going to blow. It's just going to completely boil over.
I believe it 100%, and I think we're already too far in. I don't know if you got to see his speech at the meeting with the oil execs yesterday. Listen, this guy is off the rails. He's off the rails the way he's talking in public. You just can't do that at the top. You got to show some dignity, like you said, compassion, and it's just not happening. So I hate to say it, but I think it's already too far gone to even stop it at this point.
Well, listen, let's just hope somehow, some way that something is learned from this, and maybe both sides start to understand that there needs to be more communication. All right, here's Andy. Andy, I know you have a strong opinion, so I'm going to sit back and listen. Welcome to KDKA.
Hey, welcome, Rob. First off, with the idea of states' rights and these people, federal agents not being wanted in these communities, if that were true, Rob, we wouldn't have had a civil war in this country. The South would have succeeded, and we'd have let them go. Okay? Because that was the argument they used, states' rights. States' rights don't trump the federal government's rights. To the idea of which bullet actually was the fatal shot for the woman doesn't make any difference. The minute she hit the officer with her car, she attempted to kill him. At that point, lethal force was authorized, all right? And it doesn't matter how many shots the officer took because the training is you stop the threat, and that's what he did, all right? It's sad, and I get your call for compassion, and I understand you have lots of police officers who are friends. So to one of your police officers who is a friend, I want you to ask them this question. Go up to the police officer and tell them and ask them, if I take my hand, all right, and put it on your chest and shove you backwards 2 or 3 inches, what will happen? And I'll tell you what will happen. You'll be arrested because you assaulted a police officer. Ask the police officer, if I nudge you with my car, what happens? And the police officer will tell you. If he feels threatened enough, he'll shoot you with a service revolver because you've threatened his life. Now, what happened to her is sad, but it was brought on by her own action. And the worst part about that is, there's lots of bad parts about this. You talk about her kids. Well, they don't have their mother anymore, all right? Well, her son, Rob, goes to a charter school. And that charter school offered a program for people. And the program that they offered was how to record and interfere with ICE. So her mother, the boy's mother, went to her son's school and took a class on how to interfere with ICE, taught by the school. Now she's dead. I can't even imagine what her son's going to feel about going back into that school and facing the teachers who gave his mother the class on how to resist ICE, how to interfere with ICE, how to record ICE, because now she's dead because she took their advice. So if you want to feel bad about the kid, believe me, I can understand feeling bad about the child because he's going to go back into the school full of the people that told his mother, it's okay if you go do this, you'll be fine. And now she's dead. That's all I got, Rob. Thank you.
All right, Andy. 866-391-1020. 866-391-1020. Here's George in Clareton. Good morning, George.
Yeah, I've been doing my share of listening, and I'm not going to say anything except 2 words. I'm going to say a little more than that. 2 words, and I listen to Ron Layton through Marty. Those are experts. Ron is fantastic. And I listened to it yesterday driving up Greenfield Avenue on my job, not the CIA. And the 2 words Ron Layton mentioned was auditory occlusion. Did you happen to hear that at all? It was about 10:40 in the morning.
No.
10:48.
Nope.
I think everyone needs to find that and listen to it. That's what we all go through. That's what the lady most likely went through. I'm sure the officers, too. You get in these high-stress situations, your body has to conserve what it has to conserve just to preserve life. Your hearing goes down. You have a lot of stuff in your body that we never discuss. And it makes me so sick because every single time there's a shooting back to the days of like Rosen back in June 19th of 18. And all of it, we never get into the real physiology of what goes on, and that and the psychology. It's always one side of the political aisle or the other, and everybody banters, and we reminisce of how it was and this and that. But I tell you what, there's some real experts that are out there. You got to dig and listen for them. You don't watch them. This site-driven crap is crap. Rush Limbaugh said that years back. That's why it takes some intellect to deal with talk radio. I don't watch those videos at all. I didn't watch them in the Fallujah days of 2005 and 6. Okay, I didn't watch him when it was Freddie Gray or any of that stuff. I never saw any of that. I don't need to see that. I don't need that kind of reverbing in my brain every millisecond, driving everything else off kilter. War ain't it, Ron? This is a civil war. All I want is some truth. That's all. I said Ron.
Don't worry about it, George. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
I'm fired up because this isn't getting any better. We've been getting to this. We worry about every other superficial crap. And you know how much I listen to this radio. I really do like it. I had another choice, but all my life. And I always wanted to just get the truth out. And I think in the times of real battle, which is coming, there will be some truth. It'll be kind of too late, but that's the way it is with the human condition. It always has. But I'm an ancient Greek, man. And I'm an ancient Greek warrior / philosopher, teacher, you name it. Still work in that mix to an extent. Work along the peripheries with that. But that's where we are. And I know if this goes above other people's heads, well, they usually learn the hard way. And that's where we're all headed. I don't care what side of the aisle you are on. And I voted on all sides of the aisle. And I mean all sides. First election was 76. Look how many years. 50 years coming up, 250 years coming up. This isn't going to be no shindig in Seven Springs Mountains this summer. It's going to be a whole different ballgame, brother.
All right, George, I appreciate the call, buddy. I got to move on here. We got Ken Lower, bro. Get to him on the other side. So could it have been handled different? I think so. Do you see how we are getting to the tipping point? This is starting to boil over. I mean, maybe do you take the ICE off the streets for a while? I mean, do you just maybe tone it back a little bit? Maybe you let local law enforcement get a little bit more involved? What do you do here? I mean, honestly, from your heart, do you believe that that woman had to be shot? I don't. I mean, I'm not saying right, wrong, or indifferent. I just can't see it. I can't see it. I mean, wasn't there a better way that they could have, stopped that vehicle? It's just, I don't know. There's just got to be a better way. 866-391-1020. 866-391-1020. Rob's got the news. We'll come back with another hour of Open Talk. Then we'll get ready for some Pittsburgh Works programming today on KDKA. It's your Pratt Pack. Good morning.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Rich Fitzgerald, Executive Director of the Southwestern Pennsylvania Commission.
This place in southwestern Pennsylvania, with Robotics Row, with AI technology, with all the things that have been happening really over a number of decades, has really put us in a good place. And we're seeing that economically transform this region.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Join Rob Pratt every Sunday at 11 a.m. for Black and Gold Sunday, presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer. Rob keeps you posted on Pittsburgh sports with 2 hours of exciting talk. That's Black and Gold Sunday, 11 to 1, presented each week by Coons Market.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 36 degrees in Pittsburgh International at 6 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. Pittsburgh police say a man was found pistol whipped in the Bluff. It happened Friday night around 11 o'clock at the intersection of Jamonville Street and the Boulevard of the Allies. That's where police found an adult male with multiple lacerations to the face. The male was actually dropped off at that location by private means. He was then transported to the hospital in critical condition. He's now in stable condition. Police also called to Obama Academy on East Liberty Friday night following a report of a large fight involving juveniles. About 200 juveniles gathered in the parking lot of the school after a sporting event. Police say 40 to 50 of the juveniles were involved in a physical altercation. Officers deployed pepper spray to disperse the crowd and restore order. That's according to Pittsburgh Public Safety. There were no injuries reported. State police are investigating a series of incidents targeting Amish women. Here's News Radio KDK's David Ballarado.
3 times between October of this month, state police have received reports of men exposing themselves to Amish women in parts of Indiana County. In the first case in West Mahoning, the man used a scooter-style motorcycle to follow a woman in her buggy, pulled off along the roadway, and exposed himself. Then did it again once he got back onto his motorcycle. In November, a man driving a gray minivan approached a victim in South Mahoning Township, got out, and showed her his genitals. Then in West Mahoning on Wednesday, a man in a silver minivan pulled alongside a woman in a buggy and exposed himself to her as well. Investigators are trying to figure out if the cases are related, and they're asking anyone who may have seen any suspicious activity to contact state police. David Ballarado, News Radio, KDKA.
Well, the Monday night playoff game been mean a big shot in the arm for Northside businesses. Mike Sukic, owner of Mike's Beer Bar and North Shore Tavern, says it will mean a busy night during a slow night of the year, but is expecting to have pretty much the same sales volume as he sees with the typical Steelers Monday night game.
It's just one of those things where we'll have people come in. It'll be a good traditional Monday night crowd. So, but if the game were on Saturday or the game were on Sunday, our business would be impacted, I think, in a much better way.
And that's because there would be other games for his customers to watch before and after the Steelers, and because out-of-town fans tend to come in the day of the game and leave the next morning. KDK Radio News Time, 6:03. The AccuWeather forecast coming up.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah. I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings clouds and eventually some rain and drizzle with a late day or evening high of 51. Then a couple of evening showers may give way to a snow shower toward dawn tonight with a low of 31, leading to a breezy and colder day tomorrow with a couple more snow showers, high 34. Then clouds and sun for Monday, high 38. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is now 36 degrees in Pittsburgh. I'm Rob Taylor. Next update, 6:30 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDK.
Okay, Rob. Indiana, Fernando Mendoza, first Heisman winner to be in the final since 2021. 5 touchdown passes last night as they literally smoked Oregon. My goodness gracious. That wasn't even a football game.
And to think, I was getting all excited after the Thursday night game, which was, a nail-biter. This one was pretty much done by the half. 35-7. What's going on?
The pick six that Moore threw early, I thought, okay. Then they get back, but then fumbling, this, that, turnover after turnover. But Mendoza, he completes 17 of 22, 170 yards, but he throws 5 touchdown passes. I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm Tom Brady and he's the one making the decision with Vegas, they're going to take him number 1. I'd try to get Cignetti, too. I'd bring them together. Why not? And this Cignetti story, going back to IUP and the connection and Mark Cuban, his alma mater, I mean, I don't know. It's so surreal because whenever you've thought about Indiana anything, you always thought about Bobby Knight in a basketball school. But they are the most dominant team in college football right now.
Well, this just goes to show that, once when Pitt went into the ACC, maybe 12, 13 years ago. You remember Pitt and Syracuse left the Big East to go to the ACC. You just have to get, into one of those power conferences and see what can happen. And I think, Indiana, obviously they're a Big Ten school. They've been there forever, but you never really thought of them as any type of football school. But, it just goes to show, if you're in the Big Ten, if you're in the ACC, if you're in the the Big 12 and stuff like that, you have a shot if you play your cards right. You get the right coach, you get the right players, you turn your program around. You're in this. You just have to make it happen. In Indiana, obviously it took forever, but they made it happen.
Do you believe there are 8 teams now in the National Football League that are looking for coaches?
Oh, that's a lot.
And
that's a lot.
And if Buffalo loses to Jacksonville this weekend, McDermott could be out, could be 9. And now Harbaugh leaning in towards Miami, even mentioned Cleveland. I do not want him going to Cleveland. Go to the Giants. Get out of the conference. Go spend some time there. And then here's the other thing. Who's to say if Tomlin decides at the end of the year, I'm going to take a walk. And then we could be dealing with it here in Pittsburgh. I mean, I've never seen so much off-season early firings in the NFL. I can't tell you the last time. And McDaniel getting the door, showing the door in Miami. That's another place they're saying Harbaugh because he could get the money because of the billionaire ownership, and he could get the money for his assistants. Plus, he could have a control as far as who's the next GM. And there's no state income tax in Miami, and the weather's always a constant 75 and sunny. Who knows where any of these people end up?
I really think the NFL owners, they're starting to become much more impatient. than they used to be. Because, if you look at Seattle, I think Mike McDonald, he went over there and turned it around. 2 years. So I think people are kind of looking at these turnarounds, these Sean McVays, and how he was able to turn around the Rams. And, of course, they won that Super Bowl a couple years ago. But I think they're much more impatient than they used to be, because Kevin Stefanski, I mean,
2-time coach of the year.
Yeah, are they really going to be able to find a coach better than him, given the circumstances and the players that they had in Cleveland?
Listen, Watson's not the guy. Just let him finish out the contract. Shador may be your only hope. Try to get Dion for a couple of years, see what happens. Put some pizzazz with the Browns, and plus you're trying to get a new stadium, or you're going to get a new stadium. And I think Dion would do it for his son. I think it's more about showbiz there, and you've got Myles Garrett. So, I mean, who knows? It's just strange right now. But for everyone who's writing the Steelers off, I think they can get by Houston.
I do, too. I mean, I was listening to our sister station, 93.7 A Fan, and some of the hosts were just talking about Houston. Yes, they have a great defense, but their offense isn't all that. Okay, they're not going to come into Acrisure Stadium and blow out the Steelers, in my opinion, and some of the opinions of some of the hosts on 93.7 A Fan as well. So I think the Steelers can hang in there, and Rodgers. This is why you got him. For playoff situations just like this. It's not Mason Rudolph in there against Buffalo. You have a very talented, soon-to-be Hall of Fame quarterback. He knows what to do. It's just a matter of, can he actually execute it at 42 years young. That's the main situation.
Well, I think his football IQ is a little bit better than C.J. Stroud. But here's the thing. Everybody talk. I mean, if something would happen to C.J. Stroud, get banged up or something, and he's out of the game. I mean, and football's a strange game. Same with Aaron Rodgers. That's why if something does happen and you got to be in it to win it, I don't know how many reps he's had even in practice, but I may be taking a kid out of Columbus, out of Ohio State, as opposed to Mason Rudolph. I just don't have any faith in Mason Rudolph in a big football game. Here's my thought process. For Coach Tomlin, I want him to win one playoff game. I just want him to get that ridiculous thing off his back that he hasn't won since 2016. Listen, you look around the league, you know how many franchises would love to have had the ride the Steelers have had over the last 2 decades?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, of course.
We fans, right now, run it back 2 decades. We've always been in the picture going into the first week.
Right, and I know everybody talks about the fact that Tomlin's never had a losing season, but
that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. And but just going back to this game Monday night, I mean, the city's going to be going crazy. Monday night home game. I don't trust C.J. Stroud and the Texans in this situation. I really don't trust them. It's not going to be a blowout either way, but I just think the Steelers, and if they can get past Houston, I think this AFC is wide open. I'm not afraid of Denver. I'm not afraid of these new-look New England Patriots with Drake May. I'm not afraid of the Chargers. I'm not afraid of anybody.
Well, here's the thing. You got the primetime game Monday night. You got all the football this weekend. People are going to be taking a day off on Tuesday, and they're going to be staying in town. The casino is going to be jumping. River's going to be jumping. Restaurants, pizza joints, grocery stores. I mean, the big picture, it's a whole lot better talking about a game Monday night in the playoffs in Pittsburgh in January than not having that opportunity. About just not being on the road is a big deal.
Right. I think that's the key. Not having, the Steelers haven't had a true home playoff game, and I'm not even talking about that one against the Browns in the COVID year. Haven't had a home playoff game in a while. So this is going to really be a big deal. And I think if you talk to Steeler fans around, there's a better excitement, because I think Steeler fans understand that Houston is beatable at home.
I mean, and you want to go one game at a time. That's coach speak, and I've been around enough of them. You'll never be able to get a coach to talk about anything more than what's right standing in front of them. But Josh Allen, they got to win every week on the road. He's got a banged up foot. He has nowhere near the pieces of the puzzle around him as he used to. Lamar Jackson's not there. Patrick Mahomes isn't there. Justin Herbert lost both of his offensive tackles. He's been banged up. I'm just saying, and Jacksonville is Jacksonville, so if they get by Buffalo this weekend, I'm just saying the Steelers might just shock a few more people than people are giving them credit for. And the reason is You got a 4-time MVP.
Mm-hmm.
He may be 42, but the guy works out, takes care of himself. He can still throw the ball, and he's football smart. So just hold on to everything before you're all willing to write the Steelers off.
And, you get DK Metcalf back as well. So, that's a big-time option for Aaron Rodgers in this game coming up on Monday. So I really do honestly like the Steelers' chances. It won't be a big win, but I think they can win it, 14-13, 17-13.
And you and I haven't even mentioned T.J. Watt. And Cam Hayward's been playing like a kid out of Ohio State. Derrick Henry did nothing in that second half.
Right. Then you got Highsmith, and these teams, these Tomlin teams, I think they're built for the postseason. Yeah, you didn't get it done last year in the playoffs against Baltimore. You didn't get it done against Buffalo. But I think this is a different team anchored by a quarterback who everybody knows is a Super Bowl winning quarterback
against us.
Yeah, against us. So you go into the game with that confidence, like, hey, look, if we could just do our job, play our role, we've got a guy at quarterback who's been there before.
So I got to do the Monday night, and then I got to come back and do the Big K morning show. Can you imagine what the city's going to be like Tuesday if they win Monday night?
Oh, I
might not even go to sleep.
I mean, I can't wait for that.
I just don't listen. I want him to get a win for Mike Tomlin. Get all this crap about him not winning a playoff. Listen. Who wouldn't love to have what the Steelers have had during the... I promise you, as much as they're talking about Harbaugh, if Mike Tomlin says, I'm done with the Steelers, had a great run, I want to get a fresh start, he will become the number one option for all of these teams.
Right.
They will give him $20 million a year, and he will be hired the very day that he decides he wants to be hired.
And can you believe a missed kick? One missed kick. For the most part, cost Harbaugh his job.
That's nonsense. They may live to regret that.
I think they will because, one missed kick and you fire him? So does that mean that if he would have made the kick and gone to the playoffs, you would keep him another year? One missed kick.
But it gets back to what we were saying, instant gratification.
Yeah.
They want to. I just really wonder, and I have to ask somebody on the inner circles of some of these teams or former GMs, how much does winning the Super Bowl really mean financially to a team? I wonder how much money they make by winning it all. Jersey sales, ticket prices, this, that. I'm just curious, what does that mean when they win the Super Bowl? Why is it so important to win the Super Bowl other than getting the Lombardi Trophy?
When I think about coaches that were fired, I think Raheem Morris, the Falcons. He was fired. He was fired on basically as soon as the fourth quarter was over. The game was over. That's the way to fire somebody. Don't have conversations the next day and 3 and 4 days later, and all of a sudden Harbaugh's gone, McDaniel's gone. If you're going to get rid of him, just get rid of him that day. At the end of the season.
I got run over by a truck. This radio station I was working at. Well, how long are you going to be out? Well, we're going to have to go in a different direction. So, listen, I've been there, done that, man. I get it. All right, good stuff, Rob. All right, we're going to get some of these calls on the other side. Stay with us.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
News Radio, KDKA, Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Market with 8 locations of Pittsburgh tradition. High school hoops last night, KDKA Radio. Mount Lebanon defeated Imani Christian 67-34. The semifinal in the National Championship College Football Playoffs. Fernando Mendoza, the Heisman Trophy winner, lived up to the billing. He's now the first Heisman Trophy winner headed to the title game since 2021. He threw 5 touchdown passes as Indiana routed Oregon 56-22. They'll play Miami Monday night for the title January 19th. College hoops today, Pitt taking on Syracuse at 2, 93.7 The Fan. WVU and Kansas at noon. Penn State takes on Purdue at 2. NFL wildcard weekend. All right, here's what's happening with the early game. Rams and Panthers, then Packers, Bears, and the Steelers, a 3-point underdog Monday night against Houston at Accushore. And the Pens take on Calgary today at 3:30. More sports, 93.7thefan.com.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for 26 years. So give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
She's back. Join Dr. Bridget Shufo at 9 this Sunday morning and see how her wellness and weight loss help you get rid of excess weight and, more importantly, keep it off with a healthy lifestyle. It's Dr. Shufo's Health and Wellness Show this Sunday at 9 a.m.
What's up, everybody? I'm Nick Costos, and watching sports isn't a hobby, it's a lifestyle. And my show is not a job, it's a passion. From the NFL playoffs to the NBA and everything in between, celebrate sports with me every day on You Better You Bet from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern. Download the Odyssey app now and listen to Westwood One Sports from anywhere. It's You Better You Bet with me, Nick Costos, live and interactive Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern, presented by BetMGM.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Huddle up for the big game, and no one does the big game snacks better than Coons Market. Everything you need for your team is waiting for the big game at Coons Market, a Pittsburgh and football tradition.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
All right, we got Ken in Lower Borough, Kathy, Jane. Love to hear from you. Open talk until 7. Been a very busy morning. Let's get to Ken. Ken, thanks for holding. Good morning, and you're on the air.
Oh, Rob, I'm sorry. I'm watching the weather. Real quick, I was thinking about that woman, and I think about what caused her to be in that situation. I mean, honestly, was she indoctrinated by her parents through a school district or somewhere, through the politicians on TV? Through newscasts. I don't know why somebody would actually put themselves in a situation that could get themselves killed. I mean, you're not going to do it. If somebody tells you not to do something, you've survived a long time, probably not going to do that. Your mind's strong enough to not be controlled by media and stuff like that. Another thing, I need a little participation from you on this end. If I said to you, drug overdoses are down for a year, what would you attribute that to, could I ask?
I just think education. I saw that story, too, and that's a good thing. And I also think the president has something to do with it, too.
I mean, if I'm doing, and this is what I get from a lot of my customers, and I hate to say it, they usually turn on the news only to watch the weather. As soon as the weather's off, they flip it off. And here's the thing about that. Your own station went to add to additional, just not to say that they're down. They said, attributing to Narcan, the easy access to Narcan. Why didn't they just leave that alone? I mean, they know why it's down. They don't want to give the person credit that's actually doing something about saving American lives, but they just wouldn't do it. And that's the bad situation. And if you're not part of the solution, Rob, and I know you work for a company, you're part of the problem. And I do agree with Ted on a lot of this stuff. And here's what I'm seeing. Looks like the African-American community, they're staying out of this one. It doesn't look like, they see what the problems are. Trump's trying to address things. You have local politicians going nuts. Why wouldn't that local mayor sit there and say, it's a tragedy, we're going to have to investigate this? But no, he comes out on the attack immediately. There's no reason for that. Corey O'Connor had no reason to say a word. Trump's not coming into this city with ICE. Corey O'Connor should be worried about why his electrical union are having animals shocked by light poles. They pulled the wires out of one of these poles, and I was like, oh my God, they used electrical tape on these connections. I don't even know how they got away with that. I mean, if you looked at the pictures, it was electrical tape. My God, people could be killed there. I don't understand that at all. I mean, but there's so much more that's in play here. To sit there and say there's going to be a civil war, these people are indoctrinated. The Democratic Party is hardcore, and they're far left. And it's unfortunate. It's not for the American people. Venezuela shouldn't even be a blip for the Democrats. They shouldn't even worry about it. This is a business decision. I mean, unfortunately, you took out a guy that was killing people, and you find good in that? I can't figure that out at all.
Not good. Appreciate the call. Thank you. Let's get to Kathy in Imperial. Kathy, good morning. Welcome to the show. Good to have you on KDKA. It's your Pratt Pack.
Good morning, Rob. I just want to ask a series of questions, basically, because I feel like this situation, that's what's appropriate. I'm going to start off with my own personal investment, having been married to a police officer for 25 years, who was a police officer for 25 years. And I remember just different things he would go through. And he was a very, very good police officer, not out there to bust heads and all this like some of the bad cops are. He was a really good police officer who wanted to help people. And just simple things would happen. I mean, if there was an accident and they had to block a lane because there's glass all over the road, and now it's one lane and it's going slow and people are mad because they're going to be late for work. They thought nothing of screaming out the window at him, giving him the finger, yelling at him, and all he's doing is trying to like direct traffic around a tragic accident with glass everywhere, like little things like that. And, just different times where he's assisting in an arrest and the person is mumbling, no wonder people shoot you and things like that to my husband. And, he's just out there doing his job. So, I mean, on a personal level, I understand from a police officer's vantage point when they're just trying to do their job and they get this insane pushback from people in the community. But they get up every day and they go back out and they go do their job regardless. They have to just chalk it up and, know that this comes with it. But the proportions to where we are now, I mean, right now, ICE agents are getting dressed to get up and go out and do a job that was handed to them by Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. This is the part that makes me really, no one ever talks about, is how did we get here? Why are they even out there mobilized? What are they doing? They're doing a job where people were brought here and didn't follow the process. Why? And Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have never answered the question. They've never even taken the question. Why are you doing this? Why are you flooding our nation with people who are not going through the legal process? Why did you do this? Why did they do it? No one still knows. And now it is true that a lot of these hecklers, they're also getting up and getting dressed right now and getting ready to go out and find where ICE agents are, block their cars, push things into the street, shove them, spit on them, throw things at them.
I've got like 30 seconds, Kath. Go ahead.
Okay. So my point is, this whole situation, just ask yourselves, why are we in this position to begin with? You answer that, whoever's listening. And what is the solution? I mean,
I got 15 seconds.
Okay, so that's what I have to say. Different perspective here.
No, it's a great perspective. It is, and this shouting at police officers or ICE agents, I don't get that either. That's just not called for, and that just really stokes the fire. Kath, got to get to a break. Appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow and then all next week as well. We're going to get to Jane. We've got Joseph, Joanne. Busy morning today with your Pratt Pack KDKA.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Timing is everything. It's the new year and time to get moving on resolutions, like taking better care of your health. Individual and family coverage from UPMC Health Plan can help you do it. The countdown is on. You only have a short time to get a plan that will be there for whatever the year brings. So enroll today. Don't drop the ball on getting great coverage. To get started with one-on-one support, visit upmchealthplan.com/marketplace.
It's the KDKA Radio High School Basketball Game of the Week, powered by Bowser Chevrolet. Every Friday at 6, we bring you the best players, the best sounds of the game, and the best matchups in the WPIAL. This week, Woodland Hills visits Pine Richland, presented by Invisalign. Allegheny Health Network Sports Medicine, official sports medicine of high school basketball, and brought to you by Tobacco-Free Adagio Health. Only on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 36 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 6:30. I'm Rob Taylor. Pittsburgh police were called to Obama Academy in East Liberty Friday night following a report of a large fight involving juveniles. About 200 juveniles gathered in the parking lot of the school after a sporting event. Police say 40 to 50 of them were involved in a physical altercation. To disperse the crowd, officers deployed pepper spray. That's according to Pittsburgh Public Safety. There were no injuries reported. Also, Pittsburgh police say a man was found pistol whipped in the Bluff. It happened Friday night around 11 o'clock at the intersection of Jumonville Street and Boulevard of the Allies. That's actually where police found that adult male with multiple lacerations to the face. Police found out later the male was dropped off there at that location by private means. He was then taken to the hospital in critical condition. He's now in stable condition. Well, how are Northside bars preparing for Monday night's Steeler game? News Radio KDK's David Ballarado spoke to one owner who is managing his own expectations of what the night may bring.
While experts predict the playoff game between the Steelers and Texans will generate $30 million in direct economic benefits for the region, at least one Northside business is expecting to see about the same crowd as a typical Monday night home game. Mike Sukich is the owner of Mike's Beer Bar and North Shore Tavern. He says it's great to have a playoff, but doesn't think it will have the same effect on his bottom line as it would if the game were during the weekend.
It's one extra game, and it's one extra day of business for sure. And hopefully, if they get by it and a few other things go the Steelers' way, maybe there's another home game the following week. And if that were the case, it would be on a Saturday and Sunday, and I think that would have a much, much bigger impact.
Still, he says he'll take the Monday night game because once the Steelers season comes to an end, that's when the January doldrums really begin. David Ballarado, News Radio, KDKA.
Deep conversations are being had among those demonstrating against the ICE fatal shooting of Renee Nicole Good. Here's CBS News correspondent Allison Keys.
Sean Michael Steele at a Minneapolis memorial for Renee Nicole Good is thinking about the murder of George Floyd and how some in the nation reacted then.
I think people just didn't see themselves in what happened then because he didn't look like them.
But Steele says now people are beginning to see that it wasn't about him or her.
This can happen to anybody, and it shouldn't happen to anyone.
Steele says it is important to be here. Allison Keys, CBS News.
KDK Radio News Time, 6:33. The AccuWeather forecast coming up.
The popularity of cremation is on the rise. Unfortunately, so is the cost. I'm Dustin D'Alessandro, supervisor and funeral director. To keep the cost down, the Thomas M. Smith Funeral Home and Crematory Limited in Blawnox and the D'Alessandro Funeral Home and Crematory Limited in Lawrenceville have on-site crematories. By performing the cremation on-site without losing custody of the remains, our funeral homes can defray those costs and pass the savings on to you. Our fee for a direct cremation is only $1,250. This low-cost, direct cremation offer is available to all residents of Allegheny County. Surrounding counties will incur a slight additional fee based on mileage. Contact us with questions or to schedule an appointment by calling the Blawnox office at 412-828-5700 or our Lawrenceville office at 412-682-6500. Our websites are thomasmsmithfuneralhome.com and delisandroltd.com.
Guys, if you want the greatest night of your life, I mean your best night ever, then you gotta hear this. There's a new ED pill out, and it's from the makers of Viagra. It's their first new ED pill in over 20 years. This new super pill is called Viagra AGV, and it's unbelievable. It works super fast in only 11 minutes and lasts up to 14 hours, thanks to its new vasodynamic delivery system. Plus, it's FDA approved and safe. There has never been any ED pill like it. It's unreal what it does to you. In testing, Viagra AGV crushed every other ED pill. It destroyed them all. And now, 9 out of 10 urologists are recommending Viagra AGV over any other ED pill. Every man alive needs to try this new Viagra AGV super pill at least once. Then you'll know why men are going crazy over it. So if you want to have the most incredible night of your life, you can't miss this. Go to scoreblue.com and try it while supplies last. That's scoreblue.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings a cloudy start to the weekend with rain and drizzle building in with a high of 51, leading to a breezy night tonight. A couple of evening showers may give way to a snow shower closer to daybreak, low 31. Then breezy and colder tomorrow with snow showers and a high of 34, ahead of a breezy Monday with clouds and sun, high 38. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, coming back on Monday, and it'll be a game day. How about that? That's interesting. So I'll talk to you on Monday. Colin Dunlap, 2 to 6. Catch you on Monday right here, KDK.
All right, we got 3 more folks that are waiting and we're kind of running out of time. You want to get this one available line? I highly urge you to call now, 866-391-1020. Here's Joanne, Point Breeze, always opinionated. Good morning, Joanne.
Good morning. You know what? The football game, I just can't understand, Harbaugh, why he would put a newbie in a game that was so important. I just don't get it. I think that's why he got fired, because why would you put this new guy in there? I mean, if he'd have made it, good, but he didn't. Out of 18 years, and he was one of the guys that went after Cleveland, Ohio, and through the night, they stole and took the
Well, listen, let me tell you about this kicker. Rookie, yes, but now remember, Chris Boswell, just moments prior to that, missed an extra point. So kicking in the National Football League, I don't care who you are, you just never, ever know. So what's on your mind, Joanna? I have an idea, but go ahead. I want to try to get through these other callers. Go ahead.
Okay. The other thing I want to do, I don't care if you're that situation in Minnesota. I don't care now with this man in the White House. I don't care if you're black, white. I don't care what if your gender you are. I don't care who you are. There's no more privilege. Years ago, people thought they were privileged, and it was if you're white, come forward, and if you're black, get back. But even some black people, because of their situation, who looked like they may have been white, took and passed. But people don't understand that this man, if you cross him, he don't care who you are and what you look like. He don't care what label, what title. He will squash you like a poor ant on the ground with his foot. So all this privilege, you need to stop doing this, and it's sad what happened, but it could be anybody with this man, and I don't care what. He should not have these people going after their own citizens like they are. I mean, this is awful what is going on in this country, and you continue to hear this justification of what's going on in this country.
Well, listen, bottom line is it's got to find a way to come to some sort of common ground. And now remember, Biden, Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, ICE agents, this whole thing started, opened the borders up, and he's just trying to clean it up. But there's got to be a better way, because it's getting to the point we're going to have civil unrest in this country, and we're going to have citizens firing upon ICE and ICE firing upon citizens, and it's got to stop. There's just got to be a better way. 866-391-1020, but he didn't start this. All right, let's go to Joseph, Mount Oliver, then we'll get to Jane in Squirrel Hill. Joseph, good morning.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, well, listen, terminology. What exactly is far left of somebody? All right? What is a conglomerate? What is a monopoly? What is a classic example of white-collar criminals? All right? That's what I want to know. All right? It's the words that are used to confuse people. Okay? I support the mayor and what he did. All right? Simple as that. Bye.
All right, appreciate it. All right, 866-391-1020, 866-391-1020. I just want to share an instant access. Says, Rob, the mayor of Minneapolis is so deranged, he has ordered his police department to stand down and not assist these officers. Most certainly should be sent to keep roads clear and keep things orderly. That mayor has blood on his hands as well. Now, I got one earlier today from Diane, always outspoken. Not going to read it all, Diane, because it's rather lengthy, but I'm going to get the most of it. Renee Good's last word were, "It's okay, dude, I'm not mad at you." Then she began to drive away, not realizing that her kindness and forgiveness would be a death sentence. So, got to be a better way. Got to be a better way. 866-391-1020. Jane, Squirrel Hill, good morning. You're on the air with your Pratt Pack. How are you?
Okay, I'm going to start with the mayor in Minneapolis is in the wrong. He's elected to make the city safe and to work to provide a good environment for its citizens. And that applies to Corey O'Connor. That applies to the mayor out there in Portland, Oregon. This unrest is being directed by somebody, some organization, all anti-American people banded together. And we saw it with George Floyd. We saw it with Portland 4 years ago. And for a mayor to sit down and want to side with this kind of behavior, they ought to have their head examined.
All right, let me just jump in here real quick. I think mayor in any city of any size is supposed to be the voice of reason. And in some cases we haven't. Let me throw out this scenario to you, and this just kind of piqued my interest during the news at the bottom of the hour. You know, and you just kind of jumped on it, and I figured, you know what, she got it started, so let me finish it. And you were just talking about something going on inside to stir things up. You have to wonder if this couldn't possibly, and I'm just thinking, if this possibly couldn't be these cartels influencing these people by getting money into the hands of certain people and rallying people up to where sooner or later they're trying to make it become a diversionary tactic so they can continue to do what they're doing, getting illegal drugs in this country. It's almost like somebody has flipped a switch, and people, I mean, it's kind of like a zombie movie, because some of the things that these people are saying, especially when they know people have been shot and have been killed, where would you get the courage to risk that? I mean, and why would you want to risk that? It just, there's got to be some outside source who's stirring the pot here. And right now, with what the president's doing to these drug cartels, one has to only wonder. That's just my thought process.
I agree with that, and I agree that at the top of the Democratic Party, that they have aligned themselves with community organizers, which we know Barack Obama was a community organizer. We have the Congress they've subpoenaed a man, a billionaire, who's living in China, who is of Indian descent, is an American citizen. He's known to fund a lot of left-wing NGOs, just like George Soros. These people are paid, many of them, to go out and protest. These aren't people who go to work every day and after work go out at night and hold candles, okay? I will say that law enforcement has a job, local, state, federal. And when the elected officials say, you're not going to participate with the federal agencies, there's something going on there in these Democratic cities in particular. And if Pittsburgh wants to be Portland and Minneapolis, go for it, because that looks like the trajectory that we're headed in. Now, I will say I come from a law enforcement family. My father's cousin was killed by Stanton Story. When he was killed and his wife was left with a special needs child, there was no GoFundMe for her. This girl is on video with her wife, and I want to know, is it her wife? Are they married? Because that's going to tell who gets the little boy. The little boy's in school. His mother's learning to be a social justice warrior with her wife. And they go out and they participate in this kind of violence. What kind of job do they have? Well, is this how you're going to spend your time? Where are the other two children? I'm sure
but
the other
here's
two
the
are...
other thing. Here's the other thing. Where are they getting funding from, some of these people?
I think this woman in particular, I believe she's the widow of somebody who was aligned in the military somehow. I'm sure she gets VA benefits or military benefits, so I question whether or not she's married to this woman. But the video clearly shows they were taunting the ICE officers. We know they had the training. We know the training now is how to use your vehicle as a weapon, which is exactly what she was doing. She blocked traffic for 4 minutes. I'm sorry that she's dead. I don't believe she needed to be killed. I haven't, if that man's life was definitely in jeopardy and he's trained to shoot, he did what he was trained to do. And these two were doing what they were trained to do. And when you listen to the videos and you hear the wife saying, "Go, baby, go," she was inciting the behavior. So she's culpable, just as much as the ICE officer is culpable. And the victim here is the little boy. And I hope he ends up with his paternal grandfather who said he's coming for him, because that's no type of environment for a child. And all these twisted people out there who think the government is so bad, they ought to go and thank their lucky stars that they live in the United States. It's just beyond belief.
Well, it's getting out of hand, I'm telling you, and something's got to reel it in. I appreciate the call, Jane. I'm going to get to Ray in the car in a moment. Anybody else, been a busy morning, wants to jump in here, feel free. Pittsburgh Works begins next hour with Jessica Festa, Optilux Wellness Center. And then we've got Secure Money Advisors on the money. 9 o'clock, MediConnect, the Inside Connection. 10 o'clock, True Value. 11 o'clock, Marina Williams, Pittsburgh Travel Showcase Preview. AAA Central's Talking Travel. And then we got some really cool things happening in the way of the wine industry. You're going to find fascinating the man's story and who he represents, so you're going to want to stick around for that. That's coming up at noon today. All right, stay with us. Your Pratt Pack, KDKA.
When you need to know, depend on the news leader. At home, in your car, or at work. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM, AM 1020, and KDKARadio.com. News Radio, KDKA, Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Market with 8 locations, a Pittsburgh tradition. High school hoops last night, KDKA Radio. Mount Lebanon defeated Imani Christian 67-34. The semifinal in the National Championship College Football Playoffs. Fernando Mendoza, the Heisman Trophy winner, lived up to the billing. He's now the first Heisman Trophy winner headed to the title game since 2021. He threw 5 touchdown passes as Indiana routed Oregon 56-22. They'll play Miami Monday night for the title January 19th. College hoops today, Pitt taking on Syracuse at 2, 93.7 The Fan. WVU and Kansas at noon. Penn State takes on Purdue at 2. NFL wildcard weekend. All right, here's what's happening with the early game. Rams and Panthers, then Packers, Bears, and the Steelers, a 3-point underdog Monday night against Houston at Acrisure. And the Pens take on Calgary today at 3:30. More sports, 93.7thefan.com.
This is Lisa Stofan. Heard the Mark Patrick weight loss hypnosis hype? Well, I attended because my father stopped smoking. I lost 70 pounds and my friend lost 20 pounds in the first 2 months.
Join America's hypnotist Mark Patrick and stop smoking now without cravings, irritability, weight gain, only $59.99. Don't just cut down, but stop smoking once and for all. Also, lose all the weight you want with Mark Patrick Hypnosis. Weight loss hypnosis tomorrow, 11 a.m. at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Pittsburgh West and Green Tree. Stop smoking hypnosis, 2 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. Walk-ins welcome. Come 30 minutes early.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-323-8922. 800-323-8922. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-323-8922.
Why is NJM Insurance silent in an industry full of catchy jingles? And how do they do what's right when things go wrong? Tune in to Baffling Mysteries to find out.
This fictional podcast is brought to you by NJM. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, back at it with your Pratt Pack, and we're going to say hi to Ray, who's out driving around on a Saturday morning. Good morning, Ray.
Hello. Good morning. My points on this is thank the Lord that he didn't allow anybody else since Trump has started the ICE raids that we haven't had a Kent State already. Because I'm shocked we haven't had somebody else killed already. We may have, and it's been swept under the rug. It's what you're saying, but the Stephen Millers of the world are not going to listen, and the far other side. But what I'm saying is I've never seen law enforcement wear masks and be allowed by the Supreme Court. I've never seen them not be able to have to identify. What do we tell our youth around here? To ask, are you really a policeman? What's your badge? What's your name? These guys are hidden contractor rogues. And Senate, Supreme Court, the MAGA crowd are all allowing it. That's what people are fighting. There is a way. There probably has been a border control police since immigration has been invented. What do you say?
All I know is we got to find a better way. Got to find a better way. I don't.
Can't you condemn that they wear masks?
Listen. Don't try to overpower me, Ray. Okay, just relax. If you've been listening, I've been basically agreeing with everything you said. But as far as the masks are concerned, who cares? I just care about people being shot. That's what I'm talking about. But more importantly, this immigration situation in this country, that really the borders were let open, and as they say, the rest is history. We've got to figure a way to clean it up. And I truly believe that these cartels
have some great things, but I bet you he has more.
Oh, you know what? You're not going to let me talk, Ray. You're not going to let me talk, so forget it, okay? Just forget it. Man, oh man, people, this is the problem in our country right now. There's no voice of reason. You can't even communicate with people nobody wants to see anybody get killed. Okay? But there's a reason why these people are out there doing what they're doing. Our country is a mess right now. And guess what? If it doesn't get figured out, we are going to have violence of epic proportion in the streets where the citizenship will be fighting whomever. They'll be fighting amongst each other. That's where we are right now in this country. I mean, dialogue, communication. And this is where our public officials, those that represent us in Washington and in the state, wherever you live, your capital, the state senators, the legislators, obviously U.S. senators, people in Congress, we need them to stand up and deliver and start actually having dialogue where people can actually embrace what's going on. I mean, but this like shouting people down and overpowering. It's like you're going to run out of breath or something. You got to get everything out. You don't even give a person a chance to exhale or to breathe or to interact. And that's where our country has gone wrong. We have not learned to interact. I mean, and you've got a president trying to get a better deal for us economically with issues around the world, and people won't even give it a chance to play out. I mean, the only way you see if you actually have a person who's going to do what you're hoping for is to see them actually do something and step away and save your onslaught of an opinion until at least we have an understanding of whether or not it's going to work. Back down, people. Relax. Communicate. Interact. My goodness, it's supposed to be a two-way conversation. All right, let me get a break in here, and then Jessica Festa coming up next hour, the Optulux Wellness Center. And Rob's got the news minutes away at 7 o'clock on KDKA. Good morning.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Rich Fitzgerald, Executive Director of the Southwestern Pennsylvania Commission.
This place in southwestern Pennsylvania, with Robotics Row, with AI technology, with all the things that have been happening really over a number of decades, has really put us in a good place. And we're seeing that economically transform this region.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature-Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature-Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle. Based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Happy New Year, Susan. I really appreciate you picking up the bill for lunch.
I'm happy to. One of my New Year's resolutions is being better with money. So I've started using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for buying gas.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I earn cash back just for buying the gas I was already buying.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make $200 to $300 this year.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play and start earning cash back on everyday gas purchases. Use promo code EVENT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents per gallon on your next fill up. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code EVENT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code EVENT. Code EVENT.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions. If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's your captain speaking. To the passenger with the Mirror Fast soft chews, smart move.
No way am I letting travel constipation ruin this trip.
Can't blame you. Mirror Fast works fast, but without the harsh side effects.
Since I'm such a smart traveler, can I move to first class?
No. Close the curtain, Carol.
From the makers of Miralax, new Mirafast soft chews work naturally with your body in as little as 30 minutes to give you a comfortable go on the go. Find Mirafast today at your local retailer. Use as directed for occasional constipation. Contains magnesium hydroxide.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding. Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company.
Being diagnosed with leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, or one of over 100 other types of blood cancer makes people want more time to do the things they love. We are Blood Cancer United. We do the most for more people with blood cancer. Join us at bloodcancerunited.org.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 37 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 7 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. Pittsburgh police say a man was found pistol whipped in the Bluff. It happened Friday night around 11 o'clock at the intersection of Jamontville Street and the Boulevard of the Allies. That's where police found an adult male with multiple lacerations to the face. The male was dropped off at that location by private means. He was then transported to the hospital in critical condition. He's now in stable condition. No word on any suspect descriptions this morning. Also, Pittsburgh police were called to Obama Academy in East Liberty following a report of a large fight involving juveniles. About 200 juveniles gathered in the parking lot of the school after a sporting event. Police say 40 to 50 of the juveniles were involved in a physical altercation. Officers deployed pepper spray to disperse the crowd and restore order. That's according to Pittsburgh Public Safety. No injuries were reported. Well, 10 defendants in a massive bar fight between bike clubs last summer in Washington County appeared in court Friday for their preliminary hearings. Police say members of the War Dogs and the Pagans fought at the 40 Bar and Grill with clubs, knives, and even gunshots fired into the air in the parking lot. Jordan Henderson, a member of the Pagans, was seen on surveillance video allegedly being attacked by Kenneth Heyman, a War Dogs member. That's when other War Dogs members jumped in and allegedly attacked Henderson. A second Pagans member arrived on the scene and allegedly fired shots into the air to help stop the attack. All counts against the 10 defendants were held over for trial, but for rioting charges and not RICO charges. Now, Heyman, who police say started the ordeal at the bar last summer, he was shot to death in White Oak in October of last year. 3 alleged Pagans members were arrested and charged with Heyman's killing. Well, deep conversations are being had among those demonstrating against the ICE fatal shooting of Renee Nicole Good. Here's CBS News correspondent Allison Keyes.
Sean Michael Steele at a Minneapolis memorial for Renee Nicole Good is thinking about the murder of George Floyd and how some in the nation reacted then.
I think people just didn't see themselves in what happened then because he didn't look like them.
But Steele says now people are beginning to see that it wasn't about him or her.
This can happen to anybody, and it shouldn't happen to anyone.
Steele says it is important to be here. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
KDKA Radio News Time 7:03. Time to call Highwood Cemetery to ensure your family's grave sites are protected now and in the future. 412-766-6600. The AccuWeather forecast is next.
Hello, this is Sarah Bodkin of Bodkin Family Wealth Management, where I work with my dad and brother. Lester is a chartered financial analyst, and Dad and I are certified financial planners. A favorite client said to me last year, "Someday I'd love to take my girls and their husbands on a family trip together." This was a physician who'd retired after 40 years, and I said to him, "Someday is now." I shared that my parents did the same for my brother and me when we were in our 20s, and the memories we created are priceless. I was so happy when my client and I met again this year, and he showed me pictures from the trip. We want you not just to survive, but to thrive in retirement, to understand what your wealth can do for you and for the people you love. Saving is an important part of a healthy financial plan, but so is enjoying what you've worked for. In retirement, someday is now. Find out how we help you get maximum fulfillment from your money at botkinfamilywealth.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings clouds and eventually some rain and drizzle with a late day or evening high of 51. Then a couple of evening showers may give way to a snow shower toward dawn tonight with a low of 31, leading to a breezy and colder day tomorrow with a couple more snow showers, high 34. Then clouds and sun for Monday, high 38. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is an editorial by KDKA Radio Senior Vice President Market Manager Michael Spacciapoli.
Shocking, devastating, seismic change. Those words came in reaction to Wednesday's news that the Post-Gazette will cease operations in early May. Why? Block Communications says it has lost more than $350 million over the last 20 years. The company also says court decisions requiring the PG to honor a labor contract more than 10 years old means the newspaper is facing continued losses that are unsustainable. When contract talks with the Newspaper Guild broke down more than 5 years ago, Block imposed terms and conditions of employment leading to a 3-year strike. The Post-Gazette was later found to have bargained in bad faith. The loss of a paper with roots in the late 1700s cannot be estimated. Subscribers are losing a primary source of journalism. In addition, around 500 employees will be without jobs this spring. Worse, Pittsburgh will no longer have a newspaper of record. Perhaps this story will have a different ending and the PG will continue in some form. Regardless, we vow to step up our game as the city's only full-service radio station, delivering timely and unbiased news and information and holding those in power accountable.
This has been an editorial by KDKA Radio Senior Vice President Market Manager Michael Spacciapoli. To view a transcript, go to kdkaradio.com.
The following is paid for by Optilux Wellness Center. Information on the program is intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information aired on the following program.
These are the people, the movers and shakers, the businesses, the people you know in your community who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Hey, it's a new year.
and we want it to be a new you. That's why we're going to be talking about regenerative cellular therapy, which is designed to maintain, heal, and regenerate tissue. This type of therapy is great for those aching knees, shoulders, ACL tears, back pain associated with degenerative disc or damaged tendons. She is the one and only. They started it all in this industry. Optilux Wellness Center. She and Dr. Ron, of course. She's Jessica Festa, and she joins us with the first show of the new year. And what better way to start off the new year than by being pain-free? Good morning.
That's it. Good morning. Happy New Year. It's nice to see you. We are early here in the month of January, so thank you for texting me and letting me know we're here.
Listen, my mind never stops.
You guys have no idea. This man's mind never stops, nor does his body. I swear every time I turn the station on, here you are. We would never. That's how we're going to know that you're missing. Like if there's just.
Listen, I was thinking today coming to work about you, and I thought to myself, I'm just so happy that at my age, a few years older than you, obviously, that I get up and I'm pretty much pain-free. I can get on my treadmill at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I was thinking about where I was when we first met, kind of in between. Then the pandemic came and the weight gain and the joints were aching. And I kind of got off my routine for a while because I was dealing with that story.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back there.
No. What do you think attributed it for you? Like as far as like being so much more pain-free now?
Honestly, I think being around you and talking about this so much and Dr. Ron and hearing about the stories and just what's out there. And it was just about just getting my act together and cleaning things up a little bit as far as my nutrition. And
how much weight have you lost?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
I swear you're in half.
Oh, yeah. But see, this is what's funny. I was this way my whole life.
You were always this way. Yes, that was just a short phase.
That pandemic, I just went off the charts.
And, a lot of people did during the pandemic. I mean, we sat around drinking all day and snacking, and, people were stress eating.
No, it was meatballs for me.
Meatballs?
And
Where were you
pizza.
getting meatballs?
Listen, I don't cook. My stove, I've been in
I know, that's why I wanted to know where you got meatballs.
I've been in this house since May. I was thinking about this today, too, since 2013, and I've never used my stove.
What?
Yep, never.
If I ever come to your house and find out that it's one of these,
You're not coming to my house. Stop it.
I'm coming because now I know there are meatballs that I don't have to make.
No, but honestly,
I'm going to use your stove. I'm making you meatballs.
Because the world seemed so just depressing back then.
Yeah.
And I was working so hard, 2-hour press conferences every day, on the air, cutting video after video.
Like covering COVID?
Right. And my social media platform that I look forward to at the end of the day, eating. But then it was doing me so much harm on the other side, as far as just trying to maneuver mobility. So once I was hanging around you and we got talking more about nutrition and about chiropractic care with Dr. Ron and you helping people getting mobility back because you're helping joints. Once the weight started to come off and I just started doing a little bit, it's been almost 4 years. Now it'll be 4 years this coming November in 2026. It's completely changed. And my whole attitude, I have a whole new lease on life. And thank goodness that you kind of came into my life at the right time because I think it really drugged me out of the abyss.
Aw, I love that.
I appreciate the Optilux Wellness Center.
Well, we appreciate you and all your work, and I'm glad that it had that kind of effect for you. But I'm going to need to see this stove. So I made meatballs over the holidays.
Did you?
I did. And my entire family, I have a pretty big family when they're all together. And everybody was like, these are your best ones ever. People were trying to take them home. I'm like, I have reserved three for myself.
Let's be honest here. So how is it that you can, and I have seen you eat this stuff.
Yes.
How do you eat that stuff? And I know you work out like I used to when I was your age, but how is it that you're able to maintain such a healthy outlook when you do have a meatball, 2 or 3? How do you do that?
Well, there's nothing wrong with the meatball. Like, one, what are your ingredients in your meatballs, right? So at least I always have clean ingredients. That's a given for me. You're not going to see me buying Walmart meat. It'll never happen. I'm sorry if that offends anybody, but you are what you eat. And I eat well. I eat clean. I don't eat perfect. Don't get me wrong. Like, you'll see me at restaurants, but I pick good stuff. I eat very little fried food. At this point in life, I think having a mother that was very nutritionally sound, I think that I can only remember being in a McDonald's 2, maybe 3 times in my entire childhood, and there may have been more, but it was used as a treat. I remember having like my 6th birthday party there in 1st grade and, the whole thing. But my mom cooked for us, and we had, not a big budget, but at that time in the 70s and 80s, and I was with her until 96, food wasn't as poisonous as it is now. But we would have to sneak over to her best friend's house to get all the sweet treats because they lived on sweets. And the lady would make pies and cakes and all this stuff and would have all the sugary stuff. And my brothers would go over to her house to eat all the junk food. Now, I can tell you right now, my mother's 78. If she hadn't flipped over a carpet, hi Mom, and really destroyed her shoulder, she had to be taken by ambulance and everything. It was a big deal. She's not on any medications. She's gorgeous. Well, she's very healthy.
I have met her, and she is. And let me just add this, and this is where I was going with this whole thing. When you get into that despair, as we all have at times, and you gain the weight, and you're not as active, inflammation sets in, and we know inflammation is like the number one killer out there. This is what I wanted to kind of start off on the new year because there's more people dealing with inflammation. Can stem cell, regenerative cellular therapy help inflammation? 2 minutes, then we'll go to break.
Absolutely is the hands down answer. But we also do things very simple, 1 or 2 products, to get the inflammation down in the body. Supplements.
Okay.
Now, these are like nutraceuticals, so it's not just your run-of-the-mill stuff. You can't say, oh, it's just fish oils. It's not. And you can't, again, go to a grocery store and get products like what we have. And the prices are fantastic. I think Nutritional Frontiers has done a fantastic job always keeping the market in mind and making it accessible for our clients. The inflammation part lends itself to so many diseases. There is just an inflammatory marker to almost every disease, heart disease, diabetes, all of these sort of things where the body is in this chronic state of inflammation. And a lot of that has to do with the food that we're eating, period.
That's why I kind of brought all this up.
Yeah. So, I mean, for me, I don't eat a lot of carbs. I try and really stick to protein and fruits and vegetables. And it's not hard.
Do you know what Aaron Rodgers said? And it blew me away, and I just read it earlier today. What has helped him kind of maintain his physical being at 42? He cut out milk and cheese.
Yeah, that's huge inflammatory. Any dairy, very, very inflammatory. And another thing is, so I use almond milk and things like that. But if you have...
People swear by that.
It's just I don't want to, because I know too much. Right. So we used raw milk for a good bit of time. Like during my children's childhood.
Had to.
They only had raw milk. And it was very infrequent, but it might have been like on a little bowl of cereal or something. They never walked around with bottles of milk. But as I did more research and got more informed, the pasteurization process makes the molecules spiky. And what they end up doing is they go through the gut and they drag along and they rip it.
All right, this is fascinating. This is a completely different angle to start off the new year. So if you're dealing with inflammation issues and you want to get rid of it, we're going to explain on the other side how regenerative cellular therapy, even PRP treatments, platelet-rich plasma can help with inflammation because there are more of you out there dealing with inflammation than actual joint issues. And I think we have definitely found something we can discuss and help you with. Now, the best way to get a hold of them is 724-335-5210. She's going to tell you about a couple of things that are going to be happening there in the weeks to come that you're going to want to know about. Then we're going to go to break. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, this Wednesday, I still have a couple of openings between 8 and 10 a.m. So it's Wednesday the 14th where we have Regen Day in our office. And I had like 3 openings left. If anybody is interested, if you call in this morning, we can get back to you and schedule an appointment for either Monday or Tuesday. I can do PRP clear up until the day. The mesenchymal stem cells in the matrix, I'll need a couple days to order. So make your appointments for Monday. If you're like, I've heard this girl on here for 6 years now, I just want to go ahead and do it and get my year started. That can be done on the 14th. And then I have a seminar as usual at the office on the 3rd Monday of each month. And that's going to be this next Monday, the 19th at 12:30 at our office.
Jessica Festa, the Optulux Wellness Center, 724-335-5210. We'll be right back.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
News Radio, KDKA, Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Market with 8 locations of Pittsburgh tradition. High school hoops last night, KDKA Radio. Mount Lebanon defeated Imani Christian 67-34. The semifinal in the National Championship College Football Playoffs. Fernando Mendoza, the Heisman Trophy winner, lived up to the billing. He's now the first Heisman Trophy winner headed to the title game since 2021. He threw 5 touchdown passes as Indiana routed Oregon 56-22. They'll play Miami Monday night for the title January 19th. College hoops today, Pitt taking on Syracuse at 2, 93-7 the Fan. WVU and Kansas at noon. Penn State takes on Purdue at 2. NFL wildcard weekend. All right, here's what's happening with the early game. Rams and Panthers, then Packers, Bears, and the Steelers, a 3-point underdog Monday night against Houston at Acusure. And the Pens take on Calgary today at 3:30. More sports, 93.7thefan.com.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Why would a guy in financial services pick a fight with the financial industry? Because in many cases, the system they built works more for them than it does for you. Tune in for a new kind of retirement show with Greg Ayler. Now at a new time, Saturdays at 5 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, so we're back with Jessica Festa, and we're talking inflammation. Now she's going to explain how regenerative cellular therapy, stem cells, and PRP, platelet-rich plasma, your own blood, centrifuge, put back in, how it can help. So if you're out there, and one of the things that I remember during those heavy years, this time of year when you know you should be trying to get in better shape, your body from the inflammation, your knuckles on your hands, your ankles, your knees, your back, your neck, your shoulders, all because of the excess weight. And listen, we've been there, done that. Obviously, inflammation because of whatever stuff you're eating. This is something you need to listen to, and you need to get out there to the Optilux Wellness Center and let them help you. Inflammation and what you do and how you can fix it.
Okay, so first of all, really pay attention to what you're eating. Like, be honest, because everybody is like, no, I eat really good, until I say, write down everything you eat for a week for me. And then
you do that.
They get nervous.
Then you start to realize.
Then you start to realize, like, oh, I ate a bag of Doritos 3 times this week. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. And I know that you don't think like maybe. I think everybody has what they think is the poisonous product, right? And they think if they avoid that, then everything else is fair game. But there's conversations that are really simple to have around this. So watch what you're eating. Really do cut out the dairy as much as you can. It creates a lot of mucus and it creates a lot of inflammation. Most dairy products are pasteurized, of course, and like I was saying, that makes the molecule very spiky, and as it goes through the gut, it actually creates micro tears in the gut, causing leaky gut syndrome. Now, that leaky gut turns into things like RA. It turns into autoimmune because your body is constantly fighting for you. It's just, and then things start to spiral. Once you get into the autoimmune little community, unless you're me, or you know me and you're coming and asking me, you're going to go down a really bizarre path. You know, I hear the craziest things for autoimmune, everything. And people have to understand that things start at the cell level. And until you get to that cellular level, you're just going to keep feeding the beast. So you have to heal your gut up. I have one product that is fantastic for that. You can drink it or you can take it in pill form, either way. But it will heal those tears in the gut. Now you've got to stop eating the food that is creating these tears. But in the meantime, you can still heal these tears. That causes a lot of inflammation. Once we can get that under control, the regenerative medicine side of things, when you are rebuilding tissue, a lot of times, like today, my quad hurts, right? And I looked at it this morning and I was like, oh, it's inflamed. Well, that's my body's response to me having done too much at the gym, right? And that's supposed to be temporary, that I have these micro tears in the muscle for growth. And then I, regenerate my tissue and I go back to the gym today and do it again. And that's how you grow. But if you tear something and it never heals, then the body's in this perpetual cycle of inflammation. So with regenerative medicine, whether it be PRP, whether it be the mesenchymal stem cells in the matrix, what we call regenerative cellular therapy, whether it's either one of those products or maybe we use exosomes for you, there's all different sorts of things we could do. But in that regenerative process, what we intend to do and what these cells, we're going to that cellular level, what they do is they go into the area and they heal those tears, whether it be a tear in your shoulder, a tear in your meniscus, a tear anywhere, sprains and strains. All of these things cause the body to naturally inflame. But you can't walk around in a state of inflammatory. Then it becomes disease, then it becomes arthritis, then it becomes all sorts of things. But then you stop moving, that's where it really snowballs quickly. And so with regenerative medicine, we put these cells in the joint, in the muscle, in the brain space, anywhere where there is inflammation, anywhere where there are tears, anywhere where tissue is missing. Your doctor may say, well, you're getting close to bone on bone. The tissue is just missing. What regenerative medicine does is it rebuilds, regrows new tissue. And so now the tissue won't be missing. It will come back. It can regrow. And that's what we do at that cellular level. So attacking it from both sides, both with nutrition and regenerative medicine, is your best way of healing in a complete model. It's great to diet and it's great to watch what you're eating. But if the tissue is torn, and it's still hurting, you're still not going to be moving. So now we can regrow the tissue and fix it.
All right, opportunity to meet them in person. Tell everybody what you're going to be doing.
So the third Monday of each month, I tend to do a seminar at our office in New Kensington. It's really easy to get to us. Just go up Route 28 to exit 14 and come off, and it's about 2 miles straight off of the exit. Very easy to find, very easy to get to. I know it seems like it's Timbuktu out there in New Ken, but it really isn't. It's quite close. That's going to be Monday the 19th. So 2 Mondays from now at 12:30. We go as long as you're asking questions. It's a PowerPoint, so I try and stay on topic.
On point.
But we have so many great stories now, and we get to share them. And each example, every slide, I seem to have a success story from, and Doc will walk past the room and be like, "TikTok, TikTok, you're taking too long." But I get excited about this because to see the results that people are having on the regular basis. It's not like, 1 out of 100. No, it's like everybody. And so it's a fun It's a fun endeavor to have gotten into. I never knew that adding regenerative medicine to our chiropractic clinic was going to be this big of an adventure.
Listen, when you leave here today, you know that you've reprogrammed me, you've done good, so you can go home and be happy.
I will be satisfied if it was all just for you.
You did the job. All right, listen, we're going to get a break in here. Now we're going to come back and talk about where the stem cells come from, how they make these PRP treatments work, why they can help you when you're dealing with all of these issues that we talk about every single time, from knee, shoulder, ACL tears, back pain associated with degenerative disc, damaged tendons, and that word that everybody dreads, arthritis. All of that still to come. Don't forget, call, set up that appointment. You can do it now. Leave your name and number and a working number that they can actually reach you during business hours. They will get back to you within the next couple of days. It is 724-335-5210, 724-335-5210. The Optilux Wellness Center, Dr. Ron, Jessica Festa, New Kensington, 706 Stevenson Boulevard. We'll be back.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Huddle up and get ready for the big game with some delicious treats from our bakery at Coons Market. Everything that's sweet for the big game is waiting for you at Coons Market. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh and football tradition.
Join America's hypnotist, Mark Patrick, and lose the weight or stop smoking, only $59.99. Weight loss hypnosis tomorrow at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Pittsburgh, West and Green Tree, 11 a.m. Stop smoking hypnosis, 2 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. Walk-ins welcome, but come 30 minutes early.
When it's happening, News Radio KDKA is telling you about it.
The Pittsburgh Post-Gazette says it will fold in May.
Employees of the newspaper were told of the closing in a Zoom.
Closing down our operation is not going to be easy.
Noah Hiles, a Post-Gazette writer who spoke to KDKA's Colin Dunlap, says on his first day there, he saw the Pulitzer Prize the paper won for covering the Tree of Life Synagogue. Now it won't be there for the next big tragedy.
That hurts to think about.
Last week, Block announced City Paper was also ending.
The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
It is 37 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 7:30. I'm Rob Taylor. Pittsburgh police were called to East Liberty Friday night at Obama Academy following a report of a large fight involving juveniles. About 200 juveniles gathered in that parking lot of the school after a sporting event. Police say 40 to 50 of the juveniles were involved in a physical altercation. Officers deployed pepper spray to disperse the crowd. There were no injuries reported. Pittsburgh police also say a man was found pistol whipped in a Bluff. It happened Friday night around 11 o'clock at the intersection of Jamonville Street and the Boulevard of the Allies. That's actually where police found the adult male with multiple lacerations to the face. Male was dropped off at the location by private means. Police later learned he was then transported to the hospital in critical condition. He's now in stable condition. Well, state police are investigating a series of incidents targeting Amish women. News Radio KDK's David Ballarado with more.
3 times between October of this month, state police have received reports of men exposing themselves to Amish women in parts of Indiana County. In the first case in West Mahoning, the man used a scooter-style motorcycle to follow a woman in her buggy, pulled off along the roadway, and exposed himself. Then did it again once he got back onto his motorcycle. In November, a man driving a gray minivan approached a victim in South Mahoning Township, got out, and showed her his genitals. Then in West Mahoning on Wednesday, a man in a silver minivan pulled alongside a woman in a buggy and exposed himself to her as well. Investigators are trying to figure out if the cases are related, and they're asking anyone who may have seen any suspicious activity to contact state police. David Ballarado, News Radio, KDKA.
10 defendants in a massive bar fight between bike clubs last summer in Washington County appeared in court Friday for their preliminary hearing. Police say members of the War Dogs and Pagans fought at the 40 Bar and Grill with clubs, knives, even gunshots fired into the air in the parking lot. Jordan Henderson, a member of the Pagans, was seen on surveillance video allegedly being attacked by Kenneth Heyman, a War Dogs member. That's when the other War Dogs members jumped in and allegedly attacked Henderson. Now, a second Pagans member arrived on the scene, and after he was attacked, he allegedly fired shots into the air to help stop the attack. All counts against the 10 defendants were held over for trial, but for rioting charges and not any RICO charges. Now, Heyman, who police say started the entire ordeal at the bar last summer, was shot to death in White Oak in October of last year. 3 alleged Pagans members were arrested and charged with Heyman's killing. KDKA Radio News Time is 7:33. The AccuWeather forecast coming up.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS? Whether it's due to job loss, a divorce, a new business venture, or you just didn't file your taxes, don't lose hope. Powerful relief programs are now available that can help you and may reduce or even eliminate what you owe the IRS. With the cost of living affecting millions across the country, Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying anyone with $5, $50, or even $500,000 in back taxes to the IRS to call to get relief options. With over 1,000 5-star Google reviews and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, TRA is America's trusted choice for real tax relief. Relief options are now available that can give you a fresh start and peace of mind. End your tax nightmare today by calling our tax relief hotline. Dial 800-390-8432. 800-390-8432. That's 800-390-8432. Or visit TRA.com. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer. The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings a cloudy start to the weekend with rain and drizzle building in with a high of 51, leading to a breezy night tonight. A couple of evening showers may give way to a snow shower closer to daybreak, low 31. Then breezy and colder tomorrow with snow showers and a high of 34. Ahead of a breezy Monday with clouds and sun, high 38. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is paid for by OptiLux Wellness Center.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, so we're back. Now that we talked about inflammation and how they can help, you're probably wondering, well, stem cells, where do they come from? PRP, they take my blood, put it in come on, we're going to explain it to you all. So explain to everybody where the stem cells come from.
All right, so we purchase them from a stem cell bank. The stem cell bank gets them from the umbilical cord of live cesarean births. The mothers donate the umbilical cord, so it's pre-planned. It's a pre-planned organ donation, so to speak. So the baby is done, the baby's grown, has been birthed. And the umbilical cord has the highest number of harvestable mesenchymal stem cells of any way of harvesting stem cells. Like some people will drill into your hip and pull out your own bone marrow. That doesn't do you any good. It may do that one joint some good, but now you've depleted your own body of your own stem cells. Whereas if we buy them from the lining, called Wharton's jelly, that lining has all of these cells plus what we call the matrix, which is hundreds of different cytokines and proteins and growth factors and all of the good stuff that just grew this little baby from 2 cells to a little guy or girl. In 9 months' time, it built an entire human body and the entire system, and everything is up and running and functioning. So these were just kind of leftover cells. Now, I'll say something that might hurt my business at some point, but if you are pregnant or you have a grandchild that is pregnant or something, encourage them to let the entire umbilical cord drain into their baby before they cut the cord. Now, will that hurt the stem cell, bank industry? I highly doubt it. My message won't travel that far. But for your own children and their health, letting that cord drain until it's basically like this translucent color ensures that child got all of those stem cells,
all of them, nutrients,
and all of those, growth factors and everything. That is a huge part of their immune system. But what we do when the moms have a cesarean birth is that they donate the cord, they process the Wharton's jelly and extract the mesenchymal stem cells in the matrix and process it. Now, everything is tested. Each one of our things come that you see the test results, that there was no disease and anything like that. And then we're able to purchase it in quantities. So maybe you want to have your knee done and we want 50 million cells. We can purchase 50 million cells, and it comes to us in the little, syringe little bottles, and they're overnighted. And when you come in for your appointment, we pull it out of this deep freezer and thaw them, and you wait until they thaw. And as soon as they're thawed, our nurse puts them into a syringe, and our doc goes ahead and injects them into whatever space of yours needs regrown. As far as the PRP, that comes from you. So the nurse is there on site, does the blood draw, and we spin that in a centrifuge. So for a knee, we typically draw 4 tubes of blood, just so you have some idea of what's happening.
Why do you put it in a centrifuge? Why do you do that?
So it separates the blood, it separates the plasma and all of the different layers. Just like, if you're trying to get just one layer of a solution and you have to get it to separate. So that centrifuge spins it, the heaviest stuff goes to the bottom, and then so on. And so there are layers. And whenever it comes out of the centrifuge, you'll see that it went from being the dark red of your blood draw to now there's a little bit of dark red down in the bottom. But the majority of the tube is a yellow. It's like the color of hay. And then there's one sweet spot in there that you could tell the color difference, and that's the PRP. And we pull that up and out, put it into a syringe, and then we give that back to you. That was your blood. And so that's already running through your bloodstream. And you wonder, well, if it's already in me, why do I feel like this? Well, we are putting it in a condensed version now into a very specific spot. So if your knee is aching or creaking, you don't have to wait until you're at knee replacement level. You can just have a little glitch. You can just have, some creaking going on. You're going up the steps and you hear that clicking, or, it's a little bit tense, or you're just starting to notice. That's the perfect time. You don't want to wait until you're like a hard case. The sooner the better. Even into teen years, we've used this on our teenagers. I've talked about that a lot through the years here. It's very safe for children. I have a 4 or 5-year-old coming in on Wednesday. She had a brain injury at birth, and there was just a lot of vacuuming and pulling and this kind of thing, and they injured her point blank. Now, her parents have invested heavily in giving her full body stem cell injections and to put it up into her brain. So we do a sphenocath where we spray it up through the nasal passages. And since she's just a little one, she takes it just fine. She doesn't fight us or anything, just to let you know it's not like a traumatic experience. And the hope is that these cells will go up and fix something in her brain, because these cells can cross that blood-brain barrier. I am sorry, I've got something in my throat here, but that's the way that we're able to then give her any chance at fixing any kind of neurological situation that's going in there. The more fixing, the better. While we are working on the shape of her skull, because it's obviously altered. Right. They didn't fix it after they vacuumed her out and left her skull in a very difficult position. When the skull is crooked like that, it changes the way that the brain functions, because it's pulling on different parts of what's called the tentorium, but the different hemispheres are now in bad positions. And so when you try and reshape the skull and introduce these cells up through the nasal passage, now you have the opportunity for some of that inflammation in her brain and in the dura mater and pia mater, that cellophane covering, so to speak, that lining around between the brain and the skull. it gives all of that a chance to heal any micro tears, to reduce the inflammation, which could affect anything for her, whether it be speech, whether it be mobility, whether it be her eyesight, whatever part of the brain has tension on it is malfunctioning. And so we are doing our best chiropractically and with regenerative medicine. So, we have all of these different options. And, I've been meaning to rewrite you an intro for like 2 years now, but this has become something that is so fascinating to me that there are so many possibilities. When you realize that these cells, these particular mesenchymal stem cells, can become so many different kinds of tissue. So you're not limited. You're not limited to it just being for your joints and to help arthritis, which it does. You're not limited to, it's just for muscles or sprains or strains, or it's just for old people, or it's just for young people, or it has to be women under 40. This is one of those things that these cells understand the assignment. And they were given this assignment by something much bigger and greater than us that designed the whole product. And so all you do is you beat the equation mathematically in your health. So if you are degenerating because you're older or because you're injured, now you do what's called regenerate, regrow, to try and take back that time, that space, that muscle function, that nerve function, the joint mobility. And that's where the regeneration becomes this fascinating endeavor of what all can happen. I love our full body protocols. So many people are doing those right now at the beginning of the year because it goes throughout the whole body. And people are seeing things like the one gentleman I had on a show earlier this week. He had to have his eyeglasses, the prescription changed twice in 1 year. His eyes got better, and I had just done an IV of these cells. I didn't do anything about his eyes. He wears glasses. He's 78 years old, but he told me on the show, I had to get 2 new sets of glasses this year. Plus his shoulder got 90% better on one side, 100% better on the other. He said he's sleeping through the night now. And this was somebody who had extreme shoulder pain that couldn't get his own shirt on, 2 years ago. And he and his wife had done 2 full body injections and multiple PRP and mesenchymal stem cell and matrix injections throughout different parts of their body. They're investing the cellular matrix into themselves, and it gives you a leg up. If you're running out of these cells to regrow yourself, I can give them to you.
For no other reason, the continuing education, as you can hear, this is just flying right off the cuff. I mean, it's amazing how she just basically at all times is being educated in this stuff. It's incredible. Yeah. Tell them about what you're happening in the next couple of weeks. We'll take a break and we'll come back and wrap it up.
All right. Well, we have a few opportunities, of course, for you to do these procedures. One of them is coming up here pretty quickly on Wednesday, the 14th. The following one, I believe, is the next week it's on Thursday evening. And so if you guys have interest in this, if you want to truly take back time and feel better and heal some things that have been lingering and holding you up, these are your opportunities to do that. If you want more information, more specifics, maybe you want to ask me questions about what you are having happen to you, come and see me on the 19th. That's a Monday. It's at 12:30 at the office. So we do it to make sure it doesn't get dark and you don't have to drive home in the dark. You don't have to hurry out of the house in the morning. You can go have a nice leisurely breakfast, come over to New Ken, spend a couple hours with me talking about what regenerative medicine can do and what we've done as a society up until now, what are our opportunities going forward. But it gives you the chance to see the facility. If you are traveling from a distance, by all means, call and see if we can't fit you in for an exam while you're there. We could take x-rays. You can bring yours with you to give us a real sense of what are we dealing with and is this a good option for you?
Whatever you're doing to start the new year off, it's working because you're full of energy and information today.
I'm doing the Daniel fast.
Good stuff. I know. That's right. I keep forgetting it's that time of year. 724-335-5210. 724-335-5210. One more segment starting the new year off right. Optilux Wellness Center. Jessica Festa, KDKA.
When the weather turns bad, turn to us for the best news, weather, and traffic information from the KDKA Radio Storm Center. Presented by Duquesne Light Company, larger than light, and brought to you by Butler Transit Authority. Online and on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA. News Radio, KDKA. Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Market with 8 locations, a Pittsburgh tradition. High school hoops last night, KDKA Radio. Mount Lebanon defeated Imani Christian 67-34. The semifinal in the National Championship College Football Playoffs. Fernando Mendoza, the Heisman Trophy winner, lived up to the billing. He's now the first Heisman Trophy winner headed to the title game since 2021. He threw 5 touchdown passes as Indiana routed Oregon 56-22. They'll play Miami Monday night for the title January 19th. College hoops today, Pitt taking on Syracuse at 2, 93-7 The Fan. WVU and Kansas at noon. Penn State takes on Purdue at 2. NFL wildcard weekend. All right, here's what's happening with the early game. Rams and Panthers, then Packers, Bears, and the Steelers, a 3-point underdog Monday night against Houston at Acusure. And the Pens take on Calgary today at 3:30. More sports, 93.7thefan.com.
Timing is everything. It's the new year and time to get moving on resolutions like taking better care of your health. Individual and family coverage from UPMC Health Plan can help you do it. The countdown is on. You only have a short time to get a plan that will be there for whatever the year brings. So enroll today. Don't drop the ball on getting great coverage. To get started with one-on-one support, visit upmchealthplan.com/marketplace.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Retirement. It's almost here. Are you ready? Well, join Kurt Kanodik and Ethan Lane of Accurate Solutions Group for your retirement blueprint. Let Kurt and Ethan help you plan for your retirement dreams. Don't miss your retirement blueprint Sundays at 10. Investment advisory services offered through ASG Investment Management, LLC.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, one more segment. Listen, so here's the thing. 250th birthday, July this year.
Yes.
If I were to ask you, and you'll be around, because you're young, 30 years, how do you think this whole thing will be perceived 30 years from now?
You know, I am so looking forward to the day when it's mainstream and that this is how people treat themselves. Because I think that the medical model, I don't know if anybody else's insurance premiums skyrocketed this year, but there are no new treatments that are being paid for. And there have not been any cures. They don't have a cure for the common cold. They don't have a cure for breast cancer. They don't have a cure. All of these things, right? And yet we have been donating by the billions for decades, and there are no cures. There's no money in a cure. There is money in just perpetuating sickness and finding ways to, treat the sickness and drag it along, but they're not looking to end sickness. With regenerative medicine, you have the power, because here's the great thing. You don't have to ask permission from anybody to get regenerative medicine. And that comes into my little, stubborn streak where I really like that, because I don't want to ask an insurance company for permission for me to do something to make me healthier,
but
and them to say yes or no.
You would think they would be all in because it's preventative.
You would think. But you know what's interesting is workman's comp and auto accidents. Those insurance carriers cover PRP for their patients.
Because it works, in my opinion.
Well, because they know that it'll help you heal up 7 to 10 times faster, and they don't want to pay out money towards your rehabilitation. So they know that if you use PRP, you heal up faster, you heal up more complete, there is very little recurrence of injury. They want that case closed as fast as possible. With the insurance, the health insurance, and I can't even with a straight face call it that, but with the medical care insurance, you are to stay on a script. The average senior citizen, 65 years and over, is on 16 medications.
So do you think, in chiropractic medicine, Dr. Ron, obviously your expertise as well, maintenance, that was always my key, every 6 weeks, just to go get a tune-up. Do you think someday that PRP and stem cell will be looked at little tune-up like every couple of years, every 6 months?
Well, I'm going to do my best, because
it makes sense.
Yeah, It makes sense. It's just a matter of getting the word out. And I love it when I know I'm onto something good, when you start seeing pushback. I love it. Because nothing, like, I'm very competitive. Like, you can't take me to the gym or you can't put me on a bike. And I'll know you're better than me. I'll know that you're stronger than me, but I will nearly die trying to keep up or get ahead or whatever. Because if I know that I can do something, I know that I can do something.
All right.
And
we're down to a couple of minutes. I want you to make sure you tell everybody what's happening in the next couple of days, because I want them to take this opportunity. I want you to tell them where you're located and who you are. This has been such a just eye-opening show. What a way to start the new year. But I want to make sure that you follow up on what she's about to tell you. This is your key to unlock a life that will make you pain-free, but a whole lot more holistic about your approach to life moving forward. Not just 2026, but 2026 and beyond. Go ahead, Jess.
All right, so join me on the 19th. That's when I'm going to do a regenerative medicine seminar at the office. The 19th is a Monday. We do it at 12:30. It lasts to about 2:30, 3 o'clock, depending on how many people and how many questions. This gives you an opportunity to kind of pick my brain, pick Dr. Festa's brain, get an exam, all sorts of things. But to get information down to the nitty-gritty of what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how we're doing it. But, going into the regenerative medicine model gives you a leg up. It gives you control of your health again. And here's the thing. If you don't have insurance, it doesn't matter, because this isn't covered by insurance. That's a good thing. That is a really good thing. That means you are free to do as much of this as you want, to follow protocols that have been proven by time, but you need to know why. And I get that. And so that's why I have these seminars. And that's why if you want me to come and speak at one of your functions or one of your, your clubs or your groups, by all means, call me. I will be happy to come out and kind of, make it an address for your particular crowd and your interest or your questions. I do that all the time. So just call the office, the same number, that's 724-335-5210 at any point in time, and just ask me to do that, and we'll figure it out. But we have regen coming up a couple times. I have openings on the 14th, and I believe I said the 21st. The 22nd, and these are your opportunities. Get this year started. Take control of your health. Let's look at the inflammation. Let's look at the old injuries. Let's stop the arthritis in its tracks. All sorts of things are possible, but you have to come in to do them.
Always a pleasure. Very informative show. And this inflammation thing, if this is something you're reeling in the new year with and thinking and dreading it, at least make the call. Go visit them. I'm sure you're going to be very pleasantly surprised. It's always good seeing you.
Nice to see you, Rob.
Great stuff. Jessica Festa, Dr. Ron, the Optilux Wellness Center, 724-335-5210, 724-335-5210. We're nowhere near being done. We're here at 1 o'clock. Lots of stuff still to come. Secure Money Advisors, best of on the other side. And Rob's got the news, which is literally just about 5 minutes away on KDKA. Good morning.
The preceding was paid for by Optilux Wellness Center. Information on the program was intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information heard on the preceding program.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Rich Fitzgerald, Executive Director of the Southwestern Pennsylvania Commission.
This place in southwestern Pennsylvania, with Robotics Row, with AI technology, with all the things that have been happening really over a number of decades, has really put us in a good place. And we're seeing that economically transform this region.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Join Mark Patrick Hypnosis and lose the weight. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings, late day eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating. For location near you, go to markpatrickseminars.com. Also, stop smoking with Mark Patrick Hypnosis. No matter how many times you tried to quit, this hypnosis is designed to destroy your desire to smoke without cravings, irritability, weight gain. Only $59.99. Join the over 500,000 others who have attended. Weight loss hypnosis tomorrow at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Green Tree in Pittsburgh, 11 a.m. Stop smoking hypnosis, 2 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
Jump in January savings at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. In our meat department, fresh, boneless, skinless chicken breasts or breast tenders, $2.49 a pound. 80% lean fresh ground beef is $4.99 a pound. And in the produce department, Sunkissed Navel oranges, 8-pound bags, $5.99 each, and fresh strawberries, 1-pound package, 2 for $6. In our bakery department, San Fran style sourdough bread, 24-ounce loaf, $5.50 each. And in our deli department, made fresh in store, Coon's chicken salad, $9.59 a pound, and top round roast beef or corned beef is $8.49 a pound. Additional savings this week: selected varieties of essential everyday tortilla chips, 12-ounce bags, 2 for $5, and selected varieties of Coke, Sprite, or Dr. Pepper 6-pack half-liter bottles, 4 for $16.
So get into Coons Market for these great savings and more. Coons Market, a special place in your neighborhood, a Pittsburgh tradition.
Upgrading your home or office this year? Start with your windows. Lachina Drapery and Blind Factory doesn't just sell custom window treatments. Lachina makes draperies and top treatments in their Pittsburgh factory. That means better quality, low factory direct prices, and no middleman markup. Custom draperies, blinds, shades, shutters made to fit your home and budget. This year, do it right. Call Lachina at 412-665-4900 or visit lachinadrapery.com. Quality you deserve, prices you'll appreciate.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in tax debt? Do not ignore this message. The IRS has more power than any collection agency in America. Often without warning, they can garnish your wages, levy your bank account, place a lien on your home, seize assets like your business, and revoke your passport. Every year, thousands lose their paychecks overnight or have their assets seized because they waited too long. You don't have to face the IRS alone. Call Federated Tax today. We'll connect you with an experienced tax professional who will negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. You may qualify for IRS hardship programs like the Fresh Start Initiative or many other programs that can stop garnishments, stop bank account seizures, reduce or eliminate penalties, and lower your settlement amount. You deserve to maintain your life. Don't let the IRS take it over. Make the call today to Federated Tax, 800-300-7345. The call and consultation are absolutely free. 800-300-7345. 800-300-7345.
Let's ring in the new year by finally checking off something that actually matters. Your old videotapes and photos are fading more every year. VCRs are disappearing, and the clock is ticking to save your family's most important memories. Hi, I'm Adam Baselogger.
And I'm Nick Mako. We started Legacy Box to help you preserve your memories by converting all your videotapes, photos, and film reels into digital files. And this year, it's easier than ever.
Introducing our biggest kit yet, able to hold up to 80 videotapes or film reels or 2,000 photos. It's perfect for big collections. You can even send in old DVDs, memory cards, flip phones, or early generation iPhones.
Legacy Box is truly the easiest New Year's resolution you'll ever keep. Just fill your box and send it in. As the world's largest digitizer of home movies and photos, all work is done in the U.S., and we're trusted by over 1 million families.
Start the new year right by rescuing the moments you haven't watched in years. Go to legacybox.com/radio for an incredible 55% off. That's legacybox.com/radio for 55% off.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 37 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 8 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. Pittsburgh police are investigating after a man was found pistol whipped in the Bluff. It happened Friday night around 11 o'clock. The man was found at the intersection of Jamonville Street and the Boulevard of the Allies. Police found him there with multiple lacerations to the face. He was then transported to the hospital in critical condition. He's in stable condition right now. No word on any suspect descriptions. Pittsburgh police were called to Obama Academy in East Liberty Friday night following a report of a large fight involving juveniles. About 200 juveniles gathered in the parking lot of the school after a sporting event. Police say 40 to 50 of the juveniles were involved in a physical altercation. Officers had to deploy pepper spray to disperse the crowd. There were no injuries reported. President Trump met with top executives of major American oil producers at the White House on Friday. President is calling on oil executives to rush to invest in Venezuela as the White House looks to quickly secure $100 billion in private funding to revive the country's ability to fully tap into its expansive reserves of petroleum. Here's CBS News Chief White House Correspondent Nancy Cordes.
I'm Nancy Cordes at the White House, where President Trump promised a room full of oil titans today that riches await them in Venezuela.
We'll be open for business almost immediately.
ExxonMobil's CEO sounded more cautious.
Today, it's uninvestable.
Modernizing Venezuela's oil infrastructure would cost an estimated $180 billion and take 15 years in a country still viewed as unstable.
Well, the Monday night playoff game mean a big shot in the arm for Northside businesses. Mike Sukic, owner of Mike's Beer Bar and North Shore Tavern, says it will mean a busy night during a slow night of the year, but is expecting to have pretty much the same sales volume as he sees with a typical Monday night football game.
It's just one of those things where we'll have people come in. It'll be a good traditional Monday night crowd. So, if the game were on Saturday or the game were on Sunday, our business would be impacted, I think, in a much